is going on, everybody? We are not going to do a long tail of an intro this time. Sounds like a prison tag. Yeah, it does. That's why we went with den mates and not playmates. Anyways, guys, not going to go with a long intro. Long show tonight. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Xbox dropped their financials, and God, they're terrible. But don't worry, it'll be fine over there. We also have stuff to talk about with regards to everything that's coming up. We got, we got Capcom killing it. We got the slate for them coming out with Onimusha 2, Onimusha Way of the Sword, Dragon's Dogma 2, Dark Arisen, Mega Man Dual Overdrive, Resident Evil Code Veronica. Like, there's quite a bit of stuff that they still have in the chamber. So it looks like Capcom is not slowing down at all. And then, wait, that's the Ocean's 11 thing. Hang on. Let me hide that. My bad. That's from last week. Hang on. There we go. And then GameFreak. They ended, I said in the thing they made concessions. After reading a little bit more of the article, they didn't necessarily make concessions, but they did admit in the article that choosing this art, like, was not something typical for them. Like, it's not something... But they knew that they wanted to tell this story using this art. So I thought it was pretty cool that they were able to break out. Maybe that's why I say made concessions isn't a bad thing, because I don't think it is. And I think when you break away from what you're doing, when you break away from what you're comfortable with, you're making a concession of sorts to not just do the same thing. And so... yeah, going to discuss that a bit. I know a lot of folks are really excited for this game, and wanted to make sure to cover that here for y'all, even though it's not one that I'm getting right away. And then we have more Square Enix news. Being asked what the heck they're going to do after Final Fantasy VII is completed. What are they doing? People want to know. And they go into the fact that they can't remake any more Final Fantasies because they would all be so big and all this other stuff. And yet we just talked about it, guys. Look at this. We got Dark Arisen. We had Resident Evil 2 Requiem. Not Requiem, sorry. What am I trying to say here? Oh, yeah, sorry. The other side of the Capcom story. That's why. Because there's another side of the Capcom story. Resident Evil 2 Remake has actually overtaken RE5 as the #1 Resident Evil title in sales. So, like, when we start looking at that, remakes aren't bad, remakes aren't going away, but they also don't have to be this massive, overarching, like, recreation that everything has to just glow up from the floor up. Like, and Square doesn't realize that. So we're going to kind of talk about that tonight. And I keep saying we, and I know you see only one name in here right now, but the we should be joining us later. Enate should be here. It was supposed to be Henry, but something happened, so he wasn't able to make it. And so it is just me flying solo. But yeah, we do have a lot of stuff to talk about. And let's see, what's the next one? Oh yeah, so Square Enix out of touch with fans. And then Expedition 33, we do not get any kind of good news on how long it's going to take them to get us another game. We're going to be playing this one on like the maybe the PS7, depending on life cycle. No, I'm kidding. But it looks like it's going to be another 5 to 6 years. Yeah, solo cast. That's right. Maybe I'll get out the soundboard and see what I can do with that. Hang on, let me see. Let me see what I.
It's coming.
I still have that one.
I knew it.
See, we do a nice little air horn. We can get this party started with some air horns. That's right. When we talk about Xbox, we can go with the sad horn. You know, we could just do all of it. I could try to DJ this thing, but I'm not nearly as good as Jez is at that. He knew it. That's right. That's right. I will maybe play it a year from now. Hey, that's right, man. Just get used to walking through corridors. Like, Rebirth is a stark contrast to Remake. But yeah, no, we're going to talk about this because it's something that I was kind of worried about, but then I read a little bit and I'm not as worried now. I talked to Josh about it a little bit last night. But yeah, so with all of that being said, let's actually get into some of, as Will called it on his show this last week, the housekeeping. I do want to shout out the members. We have the Kipling Lounge, sorry, the Kipling's Lounge, Isu226, Josh Ayers 2, Gaming Grindhouse, the Retro Gamer Guy, Stephen Leon, Cosmic Hero 270, and it's just Henry Heck. And those are the members here. Thank y'all so much. Y'all give to the channel. It truly does mean a lot. You can put that money anywhere you want to, and you decide that this channel is worth it and worth your time and investment. So I really do appreciate that. If you want to join that, you can. Hit the join button. It's $5 a month. It really does go help out the channel, help support my habit of video games, and yeah, all that type of stuff. Also, thank you to Yoshi P for putting the freaking Final Fantasy VII spin into Final Fantasy 14, because now, guess who plays Final Fantasy 14? He's got 2 thumbs. It's this guy. And so, yeah, I'm now playing Final Fantasy 14, and you can hear it in my voice. I'm scared and excited at the same time. It's like I'm at the top of a roller coaster. I'm just about to like dive down in, because I have to get all of this done before like February, because that's when Evercold comes out. And I swear to goodness, if I get to like make my character look like Tifa, and I get to go around like Tifa, like, or Cloud, or but mainly Tifa, like there's no end to what I would do to be able to play another version of a Final Fantasy character in a Final Fantasy. Like, it's just, it's a lot, and they finally got me. And I had some help from Josh on picking out kind of where I wanted to start, kind of what would be a little easier, not easier, but what would be kind of more like my speed, my style, and that really, really helped Tuesday night. And it's not just for Josh and I. If you want to play some FF14, you want to come on in, we can go ahead and get some things going. I'm only level 20 right now, but I'll promise I'll get there. And once we do, we can start running some raids. We can start doing some, I think he called them challenges or something like that. But I'm ready to have some fun with it. It's, I don't really have a game that I'm dying to get until Wolverine, so I have some time to kill. Oh, and Trials, thank you. And it's free. Like, literally, you can get on, you can get the first 3 expansions, and you get it all for free. And you don't need PS Plus to play it either. So it's free, and you don't need PS Plus. Ta-da! Like, it's a win-win. It's a win-win and a win-win. And so, yeah, found that. And I've been playing that, and I've actually really been enjoying it this time. And maybe there is part of me that's like, man, I just have to enjoy this because I want to get to the FF7 stuff. And that could very well be true. That could very, very well be true. But for now, I think I'm really enjoying it. Also, not next week we have Falky on here, and then the week after, we will be transitioning to our Thursday night time slot, which will be, so that starts August 13th at 8:45. And yeah, everything else about the show is going to stay the same. We're going to focus on the gaming. We're going to, focus on the gaming. That's what we're doing. And so that'll give us a live stream per week, at least that one on Tuesdays. It'll give us the Gaming Den on Thursdays. And then I am going to actually hold myself to a schedule of guaranteeing 1 video a week. That will be starting this Saturday. We will be doing 1 video, I'm sorry, to be released on, Saturdays. And that will be 1 video a week. It'll be a review, some sort of news, some type of games that are coming up, stuff like that. Simple stuff, but stuff that people like and stuff that people like to know about. So we are going to be doing that as well. The first one that's going to kick it off is The Adventures of Elliot. That is going to be coming out, in 2 days. And so we have that on the way. And then the next video after that, I am working on my 6-month review of my Edge controller. And so I'll be sending you stuff to find a box. Hey, Steven, I don't know what you're doing, but man, you got my address, dog. All right, hang on. I gotta let my dog out. This is usually when I ask a question to the panel, and the panel says stuff, so I can let my dog out. But because there is no panel, y'all just get to walk with me. back in the day, he was called the Playground Pup. Yep. Some of y'all remember that. All right, so that's just some of the housekeeping, some of the things I wanted to talk about the channel. It's growing. The channel is still growing. We've got 12 subs in the last month, which is great. Y'all know me. I've been enjoying the slow and steady. People seem to not drop off much and things like that, and I like it. Yeah, walk and talk. No doubt. Okay. The Dennison. Hey, listen. He's something, all right. Okay, so with that being said, guys, thank y'all so much. I've already been interacting with the chat a little bit, but let me say hi to the folks who are here. Hero Down Under, Stephen Leon, 3732. Where's the Dritz tag? I took off the Dritz tag. That's sad. Raichi01, look at you go. Raichi, I thought you'd be in hiding today. And that there are 10 people here and only 4 people in the chat. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's my Joe Biden impression, if y'all were wondering. See, this is what happens. I get weird when it's just me by myself. I have to find things to do to entertain me. Because I don't have anybody else to just bullshit with. So, anyways, yeah. I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV. I mentioned that earlier. What have y'all been playing? Maybe they are bots? I hope not. So what have y'all been playing? I've been playing 14. I have also been playing... that's pretty much it. I'd love to say I've been doing other things, but I really haven't. I put... Since last week, I didn't get a lot of gaming in over the weekend, which is kind of sad. Oh no! I got Resident Evil 5 on Steam, so that was fun. It was like $2. It was great. Bought that. That game needs a makeover like nobody's business. It is way uglier than I remember, but I will tell you this, it is still a blast to play. I've been playing Luna Abyss. What is Luna Abyss? That sounds like a Josh game. Luna Abyss. Oh, that actually looks pretty cool. Hold, please. Hang on. Why is this being difficult? Well, and I can't spell, so this is perfect. Let me pull this up real quick, because this actually looks pretty cool. Oh, that's it. It's on PlayStation. It's great. I thought it was a Steam-only game. It was going to be awful. Because it's on PlayStation. Is there a disc? Is there a disc? I need to know if there's a disc. If there's not a disc, you know, you're betraying if... Oh, the studio closed down? Oh, that sucks. It was a joke, guys. It was a joke. I was being facetious. I'm sorry. I'm just being a little shit-stirred tonight. My bad. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to be like that. The game actually looks pretty decent. Hero, you moved on like so quick, bro. Like, I watched you go from I'm going physical, I want all physical, I want this, I physical this, physical that, to boom. Never mind. We're all right. we're okay. And Josh said, you said I'm at the point of absolute acceptance. That's funny. This looks pretty good. Well, the environments look pretty good. Okay. You know, for $30, yeah, I can see it. I probably wouldn't buy it till it was like 10, but yeah, I could see it. That's not bad. What else are we playing out there? Rachie said campaign evolved. Heck yeah. He has accepted his fate. No, I think he said something to the effect that for him as a gamer, he's more attached to the stories and the experience than he is to the collecting part. I think if I'm understanding what he has said before. So, yeah. This is It's kind of interesting. Kind of has a, I don't know, man. Those environments look great. Is this UE5? I bet this is UE5. If I get this right, I will be so proud of myself. No. Oh, it's developed in Unreal 4. Never mind. Damn, that's great. It's UE4, man. God. I've seen Unreal Engine so many times I can spot the environments now. Shit. That's what we were talking about a long time ago, though. Like, these UE games, they start to kind of be a little samey in certain spots. Oh, man. That's crazy. So, okay, we got Luna Abyss. We got Campaign Evolved. Where is my mouse? There it is. And let's come back over here. Oh, also, on one more thing that I forgot to mention. On the 20th of August, we are going to be doing our first Mount Rushmore Gaming Den. Sorry, I was reading. Hero said, let's start the show, man. What do you think this show is, dude? Oh, you said let's start the show, Enate. Oh, is that because Enate's here? Oh, I think he's here.
Yeah, he saw me pop in. What's up?
Yeah, I was like... It's like, let's start the show. I'm bullshitting about video games. What do you think this show is about? That's all we do normally. It's nothing special. It's nothing new. Also, guys, fun fact, Xbox financials came out. Guess what? They still suck. Cool. They're all bad. They all suck. I can't believe how far in the toilet they have been able to take themselves. And somehow they're still circling the drain. And Asha, funny enough, the only thing I'm going to say tonight is that in FY26, over 200 million new players came to Xbox and our games. That's very deceiving. But our business did not grow with our audience. No shit, because those people who played your games came from PlayStation sales, not from y'all, because y'all fucking suck. We need to close that gap by investing in what players value. You forgot that a long time ago, and that will take time, but we expect to return to growth. What growth? By the end of fiscal year 2027. That is the thrifty, abridged version of Asha's tweet from about 3 hours ago. That is literally the only thing I planned on saying about that tonight. They absolutely suck and don't know what the hell they're doing. So, not much has changed in 5 years. We're going to move on to how Capcom is doing because they actually have their head out of their ass. But first, before that, Enate, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. It's funny. It's funny you mention that like that because Omar brought that up in chat earlier in the podcast group chat.
Oh, did he?
And Morgan immediately told him, "What do you mean that's our topic? Like, as in, like that's the big topic,
No.
the Xbox financials?" And she was like, "What are we gonna talk about? Like, that's not new. like, what is the discussion point of that? Like." So we had to beat Omar's legs in and explain to him how that wasn't really a topic worth having a conversation about because nothing's changed.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny.
Really funny.
I laughed when you were like, "I'm going to cover this in like 0.5 seconds," and that's all I got to say about it. Like you said, it's not really a discussion point, but
It's like people are still riding, dying about physical and like, okay, cool. Is there any more information? Not yet. Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, it's been like a whole thing, man. I had somebody replying in my my mentions earlier, and I was like I'm telling you, bro, Twitter gets on my nerves sometimes. Like sometimes I'll be like, you pay attention to who you talking to? Like this dude was in my mentions because I was like, all I stated was that the information in one of the tweets about that somebody was taking from Matt Piscatella was being interpreted incorrectly by some people as a sales number. And I was like, that's factually incorrect. That's literally all I said, because it's not a sales number. What he talked about was the amount of people who launched Halo on the 28th who have publicly available profiles from which they can pull the data from. That's it. So he was like, oh, it was 1% on PlayStation. And I was like, well, I wouldn't have counted on that because I bought the game, played through early access with Morgan, and beat the game before it even came out officially. So I was like, that's the dumbest thing to track I've ever seen. You only tracked the launch day and was like, oh, it's 1%. And people were like, oh, man, them sales suck. I knew it, blah, blah. I'm like, they're not sales numbers. I was like, what are you guys talking about? I was like, this is why I was always engage and tell people, like, bro, you cannot engage in serious or, you know, even cordial conversation half the time on Twitter because most people can't even read.
Hell, you can barely do it in most Discords.
Well, yeah, exactly. And, the guy replied, like, this guy replied to me, was like, oh, well, is that the excuse? So what happened with Concord? And I was like, huh? Like, and I was like, dude, I was like, first of all, let's stay on topic. Second of all, I don't think you know who you're talking to. And like, I was like, you can save that conversation for somebody who cares. And then he replies again and tries to halfway stay on topic. And then he's like, oh, is that why, you know, Sorrow sold 300K? And I'm like, again, you still don't know who you're talking to, apparently. I was like, I don't even like Sorrows. I was like, where do you got, like, my profile is literally labeled in a very specific way to stop people from engaging with me like I'm some random pony. Like, read the description. It's there for a reason. Like, there's a whole picture of my setup with, like, you know, $1 million worth of fucking, what do you call it? PC hardware, etc. I'm like, why are you replying to me? Like, I get it if my profile, you know, had a picture of me kissing my PS5, like some people. I'm like, I get that. Right. Like, that's a running joke. But I don't, like, so stop replying to me like that. Like, it's like, I've had times, months where I'm like, dang, I haven't turned my PS5 on in a minute, you know, because I'm on my Switch or I'm on my PC and I'm on whatever. So I was like, man, that stuff drives me crazy.
Listen, you want to see the real blackout? You want to see the real PlayStation blackout? Wait till Ocarina of Time remake comes out. Fuck all the rules.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just wait till that comes out. That's
it's
You want to say grown men? You want to see grown men look at that Edge controller and go, you know what? You can sit there, baby. Hey, come here. Just grab that Switch and just go sit on the couch. It's time.
Yeah, Zelda is obviously a really big juggernaut out there, but
it's a system seller, man. It really is, crazy, man. Dude.
Yeah, I mean, people buy systems just to play Zelda, so yeah.
It's gonna be a system seller. If it can reach me, it's decent. Speaking of that, I know you're going to ridicule me about Final Fantasy 14 because
I saw you got started. I just left you alone. I was like, I'm gonna leave him alone. I was like, I'm gonna let him do his thing. You're playing a game. I played the OG and I played the Resurgence. So yeah, I played. That's when I was really playing MMOs.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't. By the time it really they fixed it and it came back out, I was kind of getting out of that phase. So I played it for a little bit and left it. I got some homies that are knee deep, 90 plus or whatever the max level is at this point. They play it to death, and they love it. But I can't do MMOs anymore. They take up too much time because I cannot casually play an MMO. I'm either running the server or I'm not playing at all.
Oh, I got a buddy like that.
Yeah, there's no in between.
He already has an FC. He has like 2 houses. They got like 3 apartments. Like they've he just started playing again recently, and he was like, "Man, I just if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it."
Yeah. Like to me, that's the most fun for me. Like when we played MMOs, bro. Like we could switch to a different MMO and people would see our guild tag and ask if it was really us. like like we were celebrities or something. Like,
That's
yes,
crazy.
yes, yes, it is in fact I. Yes, the real Enate. Yeah. No, autograph? Yeah, no problem. I got you, man. No problem. Yeah, yeah. Sign-ups will be on next Tuesday. You know, we're doing
Yeah.
interviews. You know, like I'm telling you, it sounds crazy. Like I know everybody that plays WoW is like, yeah, I was the #1 paladin on my server, bro. Like, like, I can't tell you how many people have told me they were #1 in a WoW server or something. So, like, it always sounds crazy, but yeah, that's how we used to play, man. I've probably played 80 plus MMOs in my time.
Oh wow.
Like, yeah, I mean, anything you can think of that was hot,
Dude.
we played it. Guild Wars,
Oh
like
heck.
Eve Online, like
Neverwinter?
everything. Yeah, we tried that too.
Okay, because I played Neverwinter. Josh and I were talking about this last night. I played Neverwinter. I played DC Online. I've played WoW, and I have played, as far as like actually like put time into.
Yeah.
I played Marvel Superheroes Omega. Nobody remembers that game. It was freaking sick.
I was gonna say you got me on that one.
Oh,
I
it
was like,
sick.
wait a minute.
So it started out on PC, and it was basically a Diablo like top-down isometric, but Marvel superheroes, and everything was done by hotkeys and cooldowns, and you'd run missions, and there was a storyline, and every time you beat the story, you got enough points to unlock a new character. And when they brought it over to console, there was a Deadpool Founders Pack. I bought the Founders Pack, and so did my older brother. And this was, God, dude, I was married at the time. So this was at least within the last 15 years. And him and I were able to sit there and play it. And then we got extra characters because we beat the game several times, beat the stories. And then the guy came out and said some stuff about underage children. And Disney said, F you, you can't have the license. That's a breach of morality contract, which it's funny. Disney likes to have morals when they want to and not when they don't. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. And it's gone now. So that's basically the whole history of that game. But that game was fucking sick. It was so good. I loved that game.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like everybody who's played at least a few MMOs always has that one that like did it for them.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the cool thing I like about it. It's like there was a variety, and then you have people who are WoW fiends who that's all they've ever played, and I know those people too. Like honestly, I always joke that they need AA meetings, like for real. Like, hi, my name's Bob. My first time here. I'm a, level 90 paladin, and yeah, I have a problem. I can't quit. It's all I ever known. Like I'm telling you, I had a person ask me to quote them a $3,000 build. Who worked? This was like an older woman who worked at like a Circle K, and the whole reason she wanted me to build this computer for her was to play World of Warcraft. And I was like, I was just in disbelief. I was like, you really want to spend $3,000 on a computer to play World of Warcraft?
Dude, that
like
shit
I was
roll
just
with a toaster and a hamster. You don't even need all that.
That's what I was saying. I was like, even when it gets, because I had to explain to her how this works, because this is a misconception that people have. Like, yeah, right. When you're in the crazy 100-man or whatever raids or whatever, like stuff can get crazy, right? But like, I had to explain to her, like, okay, there's only so much the hardware can do until you're having server side lag. And I was like, server side lag is like the server is having an issue keeping up with all the nonsense going on. So even if you got the most ballin' rig, like it's still gonna look crazy to you because the server is having an issue with the congestion of players in that raid or whatever's going on. So yeah, having fun trying to explain that to people is wild. But man, I have met some WoW addicts, bro. Like, I mean, not RuneScape. Funny enough, RuneScape people are pretty cool. Like, RuneScape people are like, yeah, I played RuneScape. Like, and it's like casual.
And that's it. They're like, yeah, I played it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very casual. Like, even if they went hardcore and they were like, you know,
Yep.
number 3 in the world, like, yeah, I played RuneScape. Like,
That's
it's never
the way
that
Hearthstone
serious.
players are, like, as compared to like Magic or Pokemon players.
Yeah.
Hearthstone players are like, yeah, I play Hearthstone. Pokemon players are, yeah, I play Pokemon. Look at my 97-gram Raichu silver golden border foil edge. Blast your eyeballs out. Look at it. Like,
Which is funny because originally when we really collected them for the fun of it, it wasn't like that. Like, I probably created trading cards with people back in the day in the classroom now that are probably worth some serious money.
oh, bro,
Like,
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it, really. I don't. I had mine.
yeah, I mean, I spent
had
all
Mr.
year
Mime.
trading somebody for like a Raichu. I
Yep.
wanted this person's Raichu so bad. I was like, bro, I love that card. I forgot what I traded him for it, and he finally caved after like we were trading in 6th grade, and we were just, bro, you would have thought we were trading for like our life savings. Like, I had to give this man half the kitchen sink to get that Raichu, but I wanted it, and it was holographic.
I was missing 2 cards from the original 151. I was missing
Dang, that's
Charizard,
dope.
and I was missing, because I'd put them all in sleeves. I used to be a football card collector
Yeah.
when I was like
Yeah, I
young.
kept mine in sleeves too.
So like I kept mine in sleeves and I kept them by the number. And on the first page, it was, I'm gonna forget the order, but I think it was Charmander, Squirtle. It was Charmander at 1, Squirtle at 4, and
Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur. Thank you, at 7. And the end of the sheet, so 3, 6, and 9 was Charizard, Squirtle, and or Blastoise and Ivysaur. I did not have a Ivysaur, and I did not have a Charizard. Those were the only 2 freaking cards I was missing from the original packs. And
That's wild.
there was a kid in a youth group that I was helping out at, and he was really getting into Pokemon, and I was in college, and I was too cool for all sorts of things. And I was like, yeah, man, I don't even mess with these anymore. Here, I just handed him the whole freaking binder.
Oh, wow.
Just handed him the whole binder. I had no idea what I had done.
Yeah.
No idea. They had been with me from middle school. And I had
Yeah, because like
no clue.
all of our cards back then would be considered like first editions and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah. I still have mine, but I just don't know what's in it. The only thing I was mad about is that my mom had got me some new sleeves.
Bulbasaur is one.
And new sleeves were they were a little too silky smooth. And apparently at some point I guess I turned the binder over. So like 2 of my cards fell out. I don't remember what cards they were. One of them was holographic. And it might have been my holographic Vaporeon, which really pissed me off. But yeah, that was something I really remembered that was traumatic to realize later that, you know, they weren't like the old broken in ones that really held the cards well. They were like so new. Yeah. I went through it back in the day. We also got in trouble. They eventually got banned at school too because kids were getting like way too serious over them. We still snuck them in though.
Yeah, we always played it before the teachers got there in the morning because like always that one teacher would unlock the doors to let in the band kids.
Yeah.
And the kids who had parents that had to go to work and drop their sons off a little too early for school. So I always played Magic, or not Magic. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! And I played Yu-Gi-Oh! And I played Magic, and I collected Pokemon. And we always played it. I played it in the hallway with the band kids. Man, we were just raw dogging the freaking cards too. No sleeves, no nothing.
Oh yeah,
shuffling the bastards.
out here shuffling them like a regular deck of cards.
Oh, I'm crying right now. God, the amount of money.
To be fair, you were probably, we were basically copying the show. I mean, that's how Yugi and them treated their cards.
You took them, you put 2 fingers on them, slid them off your arm, like
exactly.
Yeah, dude. Like, listen.
There is a reason for those things.
Bro, I don't make up.
I believe in the heart of the cards.
Shit, I'm there. All right, I don't even know how the hell we got on that. Let's go over to Capcom because you mentioned you're getting you pre-ordered Onimusha earlier.
I did,
and it got me thinking about Onimusha, and then I saw this article, and I was like, "Hey, here we go." So Capcom is having a killer year, and it has its franchises, both old and new, to thank for it. Pragmata has made a big impression during another quarter where Resident Evil dominated. Now, this is kind of coupled with another story that I didn't get the article for, but RE2 Remake has taken over RE5 as the most sold copies of a Resident Evil game. First of all, I would like to say they're doing my boy RE5 dirty. F you, give it a remake and then see what it sells.
Exactly.
Let's just compare apples to apples. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because I promise you, it would surpass that immediately. But you know, Capcom's scared of 5 for whatever reason.
They don't like black people.
Yeah, I was like, you know, speaking for the black delegation, you know, we don't care about shooting black zombies. It's okay. It's a realistic thing. Like that's their whole concern. I remember when it first came out, and they were like, there's black zombies in Africa, and I was like, yeah. like I was confused. I was like, why is this a question? Like, it's like, aren't there mostly black people in lots of parts of Africa? Like, I was so confused. Like, I was like, why is this a thing, bro? Like, and this is coming from someone who has literally beaten RE5 probably 27 times. Like, I helped about 15 people get the platinum just because I didn't want to stop playing it that much. Like, I got the platinum with Fox first, and then I got the platinum with like a bunch of people in our group. I ran through, infinite ammo, just going crazy with the rocket launcher and just, playing the, the mercenaries mode. And bro, it was just so much fun. Like, and I love Sheva. Like, I thought Sheva was dope. Like, I was like, bro, this woman is not taking nobody's shit. Like, she is a beast. Like, she was like, honestly, she's one of the few people, like, I know everybody loves a lot of the other characters, but, like, honestly, Sheva just was, like, just not taking it, bro. Like, I felt like she stood just as tall as he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he did some crazy stuff, like punch a boulder. That's, like, a running joke. but, but, like, yeah, Sheva was awesome, bro. I love that game.
It's so good. I bought it on Steam. It was on sale, so now I have it on my PC. And
that's where you were playing it. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
That makes sense,
dude. Well, because it's one of my favorite RE games, period. But
yeah,
it's because it's the one that actually made me want to play Resident Evil. Because it felt
okay. Yeah, that's fair.
The shooting of it and the whole layout of it feels more shooter than suspense.
Yeah.
And I like that. I don't like the big suspense ones because I'm a sissy. And so that just doesn't work for me. I don't want to be in a creepy ass house with somebody chasing me that's 9 feet tall and all woman. Like, I'm not trying to be in that. I don't want that in my life. No, thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one with, I forgot her name. But I wasn't a fan because one of the things I didn't like, because this is a big pet peeve of mine, I hate when games frequently take control of your character. Like I know it's supposed to be like, I'm not talking about just like a cutscene, but like where they, like you're walking. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Lady Dominatrix. That's
right. Yeah, I mean, might as well say that.
Hey, we got 27 people in here. Hit the like button. Go ahead, Enate.
No, but yeah, like I hate it. Like there were so many instances once I had got to like the house where like they just kept taking control of the character, and then like something creepy would happen, and then I'd have to run, which is the other thing I hate doing in these games. Because my rule is, I don't mind scary stuff coming down the hall, as long as like anything scary could come after me, as long as I could fight back.
Yes.
But when you take my ability to fight back away, I don't like that. Like, correct. If I wanted to play that, I would play Outlast, where you do nothing but run, or Alien Isolation, or any of those games where you do nothing but run. I don't like running. Like, I was like, as long as I can shoot back, I'm good.
And Nate's over here like, I don't like running, man. You're making me work too hard for this shit. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, bro, I'm from the hood, man. We shoot back. You know what I'm saying? I was like, why do you think horror movies ain't never in the hood? Because it would have been over in the first 5 minutes.
That's so
Like
true.
they would have took care of that immediately.
You ain't going
Like,
to
dude,
Toulouse's house 3 doors down and pulling that bullshit. He'll make sure to have
you showed up with
before
a
you get off.
knife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is this dude in a knife? Yo, handle that. Like, it would have been over.
Hey.
Thank you for coming to watch the movie.
Yeah, no doubt. Go home now. That was a Mike Tyson fight. You're welcome.
Exactly.
Oh man, but okay. So Steven said.
But yeah, your question is. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Steven
ahead.
said
No,
he's
you-
Mexican. He'd shoot a Mexican zombie, no hesitation.
Exactly. Like,
Hey, listen, I'm white, and I've had to shoot a lot of white zombies, and I'm just saying. I know it doesn't matter because I'm white, so I can't have an opinion. But like, that's mine.
No, but like that's always the running joke. It's always like the people who are concerned about it are not the actual ethnicity ever. Like that's why I was like, as like everybody, almost like half the people I played the game with were black, and we were just having a ball. Like we were so confused by there being any sort of controversy, and then we were like, who is where's the controversy? Like who is
What
like
happened?
speaking up? Yeah, like who's speaking up about this? Because like I'm confused because no one I'm playing with cares. Like we are busting caps on these zombies 10 times a day, no sweat. Like I was like, I didn't even think about it until literally I seen like a news article, and that's when I realized, okay, somebody out here is just making stuff up, and that was the emergence of me really realizing people being offended for other people. was like I was like, nobody I know is offended, so I was like, I don't know who the hell is actually offended out here.
That's the thing when people are like, you're gonna offend somebody. I want to know who.
Yeah, like I'm like the only general times, like the only actual times I know when something was genuinely like offensive, but it was handled right. Like was like it was a picture, and this is what I always tell people: making video games is hard. But it was a picture in one of the Uncharted games, I want to say it was in. And yeah, I think it was the Uncharted game. And like there was like a picture of like one of the like Hindu gods or something, and it was like the way that particular picture or something was like religious and can only be like in one location or something. And it's like, again, if you weren't in that religion, like you wouldn't know
I
that.
thought you were gonna say the picture in Stellar Blade with the hard R thing.
Oh no. But I did see that.
And I was like, wait,
And
that wasn't offensive. They just made a mistake. It wasn't even like.
Yeah, that was it, because it was like I forgot what that was, but it was like an accident or something. Like I like the way that it just looked that way, or something like that.
And
So
because
they just
they don't
adjusted it.
have the same social context that we do, they don't look at that
Exactly.
and go, "Oh, hard R. That can be racist." They look at that and go, "No, that's the word hard. That's the word R, or hard, and that's the letter R to show this is a shop over here." Cool.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
there's-
what it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was something weird, and I was totally like, "Oh, I see where that happened." Steven said it was Vishnu, I guess was the god that was like in the picture. But yeah, like
Okay.
even that wasn't like crazy. It was just like, oh, like the person who was like the prime minister or something of like affairs of like that religion was like, hey, you gotta change that because that like you can't picture that way. And they were like, all right, cool. And then they like patched it out. Like it wasn't like it wasn't crazy. Like, they just noticed. But yeah, stuff like that is weird how you can like do something like that on like accident because you're just like, I don't know. I went online and I found really cool pictures of Indian culture and I just put it in the game. And it's like that's why I was like, when people are always like, when you get to the end of a game and you're like, why are there so many people that worked on this game? And like honestly, a bunch of them are like consultants and stuff to try and prevent that type of stuff from happening, especially when you're and which is a big conversation, by the way. We're just going everywhere in this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Capcom, sorta, kinda, but not really.
But not really. We're gonna get back to Capcom. But I wanted to. This was an important point, right? When we got into this, talking about this kind of stuff, about controversial stuff with like actual controversial stuff, not stuff people are making up. But this was a conversation that I had with Omar because I've seen a lot of people talk about like publicly on like Twitter and stuff about like how come um, they want to see things based on their cultural background, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'd explain to people why that doesn't really happen. And I was like, okay, I get it seems like a cool idea to you, but do you know how many like things you can't do in your like cultural background is one thing, then religion in that area is another thing. And like combining those two things together would affect your game so much that gamers wouldn't care, right? Gamers wouldn't care. But the public image concerning those things and the issues you would run into trying to do those, like, oh, well, this person is, this religion, so they can't be seen stabbing someone. Or like that seems ridiculous, but I promise you there is something out there where if they were like, hey, I wanted to make a background based on characters from this cultural background, well, that's not allowed because he is a character from this area and then he has this type of religion, so you can't do that. People wouldn't do that. Like there ends up being too much cultural correctiveness, and then you can't really make the game, which is why you end up with characters who may at least look a certain type of way, to be that way. Like, matter of fact, you have Saros, right? I forget what he is exactly. The guy for Saros, I forget what his nationality is.
I almost said an asshole, but that's not what you meant.
Yeah. But no, but like people, the whole like, why are so many like, because this was the thing, right? It always gets brought up when you have the generic, white guy with a buzz cut, and it's like the reason for that is because, well, everybody know that person exists, and if you're making a soldier, it's the easy option.
Also, to be fair, almost every white guy at some point in their life has had a buzz cut. You're welcome.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. It's like the least offensive thing you could do.
Right.
Like nobody was gonna like question Cole's religion and like Infamous. He was just a crazy. I'm gonna be real with you. I've played Infamous a ton of times, and I don't remember nothing intricate about Cole other than his haircut, and he messed it up all around. His
friend on the roof was more entertaining than he was.
Exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you get these real nondescript characters, you could get away with so much because people just don't remember. Yeah. But then you look at someone who became like a cultural icon, like Tomb Raider. Well, people remember all kinds of stuff about Tomb Raider. That she the mansion, her whole family heritage, the fact that she's kind of an asshole sometimes. Which I'm never letting that go, by the way. That was a whole thing. She flooded like a whole city when she was getting an artifact, and she was like, yeah, don't worry about it, we're good. And she just left, and I was like, what? that was a whole thing. But yeah, there's just certain things you can get away with depending on how you design the character, or you give people their own character designer, and that way you're not you're not in trouble.
The fuck
for
you
it.
Gonna make me do your job for you? Somebody design that damn character and let me play. God.
This is a perfect segue back into Capcom. So then you have characters that are designed, right? One of my favorites, and some of my favorites were, in fact, bringing it back to Capcom, Onimusha. One of the biggest controversial things they actually did was bringing in the French actor, in like the third installment, and that was like super controversial because this was like, it wasn't as big of a thing to bring in actors and the like into a lot of these games. So like when they first did it, like there was like this big thing, and people were upset. Some people were upset. Some people were excited. They're like, yeah, a Frenchman, blah, blah, blah. Like, hell yeah. And like, I don't know. It was all over the place. But again, prime example of that. But coming now into, the new Onimusha, it's a reboot. Obviously, we don't know everything about this character. They were very limited in the demo. Um, but yeah, like that was a big thing for me growing up with Onimusha. Seeing that kind of issue happen in the third one, growing up playing one, two, and eventually, like I said, three. But yeah, seeing that character carry on and slay demons and kind of grow throughout the franchise, and then now to see kind of like this soft reboot, it's God of War 2018, if you will, kind of resurgence. Honestly, I think they're on track to continue exactly what your question was, which is, can they keep the momentum? And
Yeah.
everything that I played in that demo says that they can. Like, honestly, it played super smooth. The controls are really responsive, which again, it is a real testament, by the way, to Capcom in general. Because I don't know if you've played Pragmata, but Pragmata was the same way.
I
Like,
played
I
the
don't
demo.
know. Play the demo? Okay.
Hmm.
So
And the
that
combat's
should be
freaking
enough.
amazing.
It is amazing, right? Like, it's so smooth, it's so fluid, and that
It
says something about like where their design philosophy is
it
going.
reminded me of
I,
Cyberpunk, honestly, with the hacking and the gunplay,
mhm.
and like how you had to balance the two. It fully reminded me of Cyberpunk. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Cyberpunk is a good example because you have your net runner, especially if you're a net runner.
Hmm.
You're constantly trying to hack and fight at the same time. Um, but yeah, they've been doing an incredible job. Like a lot of people have been saying, they're on a generational run, and I would agree with that. RE9 started off the year going crazy. That game was beautiful. I still haven't finished it yet. Um, but yeah, that game was incredible. Um, then you had, like I said, we had Pragmata as well. We also had, what was it? What else came out? I know they're supposed to release 4 games. Is it Dragon's Dogma 2?
All right, I got you.
Was that this
So
year?
here's what they've had so far this year,
Mm,
because you're actually missing some. They had Dino Crisis. They had Resident Evil 7 Biohazard Gold Edition. They had Resident Evil Requiem, Monster Hunter Stories Twisted Reflections, Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection, the OG Resident Evil 2, the OG Resident Evil 3, Pragmata, Devil May Cry 5, uh, Devil Hunter Edition, Onimusha Way of the Sword. And then in October, they have Dragon's Dogma 2, Mega Man Dual Overdrive, Resident Evil Code Veronica is sometime in 2027, and then Monster Hunter Wilds Ascendance is also sometime in
that
2027.
that's what I was missing. That was the 4. It was Monster Hunter Wilds, Resident Evil 9, Monster Hunter Wilds, um,
The Monster Hunter Stories.
Pragmata. No. Like Monster Hunter Wilds though, because Monster Hunter Wilds was like the start of like this whole
I
like
see what you're
run.
saying. Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I was looking for like the big 4. Like it was that,
Yes,
then Resident Evil 9, and then Pragmata, and then Onimusha was coming, and those were
yes.
like, and then they had to ball this other stuff in between.
And they would have
Um,
had it too with Dragon's Dogma, but I don't think that one took off as much as they wanted it to.
yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2 was in a funny place for me because, and I got on a lot of people. I cursed some people out on the show because there. Okay, have you ever noticed obviously this is a real thing, but like the honeymoon phase for some games is so weird, right? Like there was nothing but praise for like 3 or 4 weeks for Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yep.
I mean, absolute nothing but praise. Then I'm like, all right, cool. I finally crack, right? And I buy it. And then, like, the very next day, Gene Park's like, okay, let's be real about this. Dragon's Dogma 2 isn't really that great. Honestly, I think Dragon's Dogma 1 is better in every way. And I was like, bro, I just bought this game. Like the very next day, like he has a coming to the light moment and is like, all right, let's be real about this. I was like, bro, you had nothing but good things to say about this game. before I bought it. Like he was going crazy because like the main issue I know is the performance. So I just bought it on PC. You know, I had my 4090 at the time. I was like, cool. I'll just brute
You
force the
said, F it.
performance.
I got this. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll just brute force it. That's what I built my PC for. Performance is not a problem for me. I'm jumping in. Let's go. And then in comes all the like reality check. And like all of a sudden it's not that awesome the day after I buy it. I was so upset. Not that like someone can stop you from enjoying the game, but I already had my misgivings about the game, right? Like, because one of my main issues with games, and I've talked about this, right, is that I do not like make your own fun games, and there is a level of
make your own fun games.
Yeah, so by that I mean like this game had a level of like I don't know. Companies got to the point where they're trying to combat with the hand holding comment when they're like, oh man, all these games hand hold you too much, blah blah blah, right? So one of the things that Dragon's Dogma 2 was like, hey, like all your quests are like super organic, and like you gotta find them in the wilderness and blah blah blah, and like listen to the way your characters talk to you, and they'll give you hints about where the city is and where like it was super weird. That's what I mean by like make your own fun. Like you had to like find it in the world and not necessarily. So like now when you look back, right, if you look at a lot of the things people were saying, you realize a ton of people who even beat the game had a bunch of things they never experienced. And this is where I fight these people who are constantly like, they're like modern day gaming has too much hand holding. And I'm like, okay, look, you don't have to do everything on the map. You don't have like people are like, oh, I hate but I forgot what they called it. But they're like, oh, there's too many markers on the map or whatever. I'm like, you don't have to go to everything. But if they're I mean, I'm gonna go to everything. But yeah, that's just me though.
Be careful who you're talking to on this one. Josh had to tell me in Final Fantasy 14. He goes, "Hey, listen, if you keep doing all of the side quests, you will never progress anything." And I was like, oh, okay, fine.
Okay, so to be fair, I will typically do everything until you get to a game like that game, because they went crazy with the side stuff. What you have to be careful with side content though is repeatable side content, because sometimes certain things are repeatable and they don't even really specify. Because I know a couple people who actually got caught up in that with
shut up
with what was it, Horizon Forbidden West. They were doing certain activities because they were trying to clear the map as they were going across, and they didn't realize like 2 or 3 of the activities they were doing were repeatable, because it was never really stated that they thought they were progressing like a storyline. And that's when I realized, and that's when I came up with the phrasing. When people would always say there's no wrong way to play a game, and I'm like, no, yes there is. You can play a game the wrong way, and people do it all the time. And I realized that when because I've come across so many people who are like, I was enjoying a game and then this happened, or I was enjoying a game and then I just got tired of this. And then when you go through the motions with that person and realize what got them to that point, a lot of times they played the game wrong. They one of the perfect things that I came up with while we were playing, me, Morgan, Kay, and Fox were all playing Horizon Forbidden West together. So we started at the same time. We played it nonstop. So we played it every day. Everybody got on and we all got in party chat. And one of the key things that made that game so great for us is we all kind of had an idea of when we wanted to push the story. And, you had to push the main story at a certain time so that you didn't stagnate, right? Me and you talked about this because we talked about how you didn't have the rebreather at one point. And then I told you how I was frustrated.
But I was the Horizon Forbidden West guy you mentioned.
Yeah. No. But I'm saying, like, you weren't only, like, that wasn't a thing. Like, this was somebody else who they got stuck and they just quit. Like 100%.
No.
Like,
I thought you meant the repeatable side quest thing is what I meant.
Yeah. No, but they did that and then they just quit, though. Like, I know you were still trying and you were trying to still push.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is, like, there is a cadence at which you should push the main story, then side quests. Main story, and then side quests. Like, you kind of have to balance
Yes.
when you do both. And it's like,
Especially
everybody
in the Horizon
isn't going
games,
to
because you
necessarily do
can't
it.
just get everything you need from the main quest. Like, you have
exactly.
to do side quests to level. Like, so there's certain things like skins and stuff that you can get, not like character skins, like skins for your packs, that you can get doing side quests that you are going to have a harder time getting if you don't do the side quest. So it really, like, you have to be careful. There's a lot of the hunts and stuff you don't have to do, but if you want to upgrade your packs to hold more ammo, to hold more this, to do that, like, it becomes... You also got special, like, some people would give you, like, special animal parts. That sounds awful, but, like, mechanical beast parts. And you could get
you
those...
you only get them from them.
From side quests, yeah. And so, like, you'd get one from a main mission, and then that main mission would spawn you off into a side quest, like the ocular things, the ocular lenses that you had to climb the old satellite towers to grab the lenses for that one lady. I can't remember her name, but she was earlier on in the game, and you climb these towers and you grab them, and the first one you do is part of a main storyline, and the other 9 just become like a collectible after that. And it's like, wait, what? So,
but you have no way of knowing that when you were doing it.
Right.
And that's like you said, that's the thing. But if you didn't do the first one, you wouldn't have known about, the whole ocular lens thing to begin with. If you just pushed nothing but the main story.
Yes. So. Wait, so you're saying that was a side quest all the whole time?
No. I'm saying, like, if you went on ahead and did the rest, like you said, and it was just like a collectible.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
so,
I was about to
at
kick
one
myself.
point,
I was like, man, I'm not that stupid. I'm not.
No. But what I was saying, like you said, at one point, it no longer did something else. It just became like another collectible in the game. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, so they have a lot of instances like that in the world. So then what happens is, right, when you get these really big worlds where people are like, oh, I like the organic nature of this and blah, blah, blah. Well, you want to know what happens? A lot of people complete the game and they don't see half the game because they don't even know it's there. So a lot of people that I know even enjoyed Dragon's Dogma 2 didn't do half the content because the main part of the game, if you could just push through it, was actually fairly short. And that was the problem, was like they expected you to constantly go off the beaten path and follow these clues from your pawns and listen to them and like wander and wander and wander. And then, like, if you didn't wander a certain way or you didn't do this a certain way, you miss so much content. And that's why I said, like, there's a good balance between like good game design and the whole non-hand holding thing. Because then you can end up with a game that has a bunch of content that people don't experience. And it's like, okay, so how do you realistically balance making sure people know where the available content is, while also creating this whole exploration experience thing, right? And it's like, personally, stuff being on the map doesn't stop me from exploring. Like, I don't have that issue. But again, like, you're also never going to please everybody. So I feel like you should design your game in the best way possible, right? Like, there was a prime thing. It's funny this game came up right now, right? Ghost of Yote. Ghost of Yote did a really great job. If you just wanted to run around and follow that bird everywhere, he was going to get you everywhere you wanted to go.
And he's going to get you everything, and you're going to have to climb up his shit to get it too. So you're welcome.
Exactly. He'll get you everything. But at one point, I got tired of following the bird because I was like, bird, you were interrupting. I am on my way to a mission. I am trying to get something done. And so, because I didn't constantly follow the bird, I kind of threw myself off the path. And while I did beat the game, I didn't, there was a ton of content that I still had left by the time I actually finally beat the game. I did a fairly bit of exploring, right? But because I didn't constantly follow the bird, like I eventually was like, oh wait, I missed this, I missed that. You know, as far as like 100%ing the game, right? Um, but again, like all of these are like, how do you design it in a way to get players to maximize their experience, right? Versus like, who is your real audience, right? Like Souls fans are a certain type of audience, right? It's like, do you want those fans? Or do you want to abstain from that, right? Like we're having an issue right now with Beast of Reincarnation and Phantom Blade Zero. Both of them are trying to be very specific that they are not Souls games.
Phantom Blade Zero's lying. I believe Beast of Reincarnation to be telling the truth.
Yeah, I feel like Phantom Blade Zero is lying. I'm not going. I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. I ain't studied either game really in depth, but from what I've seen, I think Phantom Blade Zero is lying their ass off.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm still very interested to see where that game goes, but yeah, I think they're lying. But yeah, all those design mechanics, right? Like people constantly praise Elden Ring, right? So I'm gonna give you a prime example of people lying, right? So people go, "Oh my god, I love the exploration in Elden Ring." Okay, I love just being out there and just finding things on my own. Okay, people say that, right? 5 minutes after the blue sword of like the Light of Aramkara shows up from that one dude that found it, all of a sudden 50 people on your Twitter all have the sword of Light of Aramkara. They're lying. No, you guys all went to that dude's YouTube channel to look up how he got it, and that is why you all, like, the very next day everybody has the new sword.
Bro, I started at level 18 in that game because I watched a video on how to go kill a dragon that was laying down, and you're able to sneak up behind it and kill it, and you got like 100,000 gold for it. So I straight up murked that dude and cheated my way through the first boss. I don't even care. Margit the Felled, I felled that bastard in 3 minutes.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with that.
And
I always tell people, if it's in the game, it's fair game. Like,
and FromSoft devs will tell you that anything you want to do to break their game, they're like, that's fine. That's what we put it in there for.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything in the game is fair game.
So you mentioned something earlier that Capcom is doing, and it is going to lead us directly into the Square Enix conversation, because Capcom, so I see a path forward for Square Enix now. I really do. I honestly, I saw the path forward once I played Adventures of Elliot and 100% at that thing, because I fully believe that they can explore their HD 2D space a whole lot more than they have been, because people love it. People like it, they buy the games, and they're not that much of an investment for them. But you mentioned something about Capcom. They are relying on old IP and new IP alike. They're refreshing franchises, they're bringing out new stuff, they're continuing their franchises, and they're doing it while listening to player feedback. Like, oh, you don't like this about Biohazard. Okay, well, we won't do that in Village. Oh, you liked this in Village. Okay, well, we're going to carry that over into the next one, but we're also going to do a little something different. And they keep doing things that people like. Hell, Street Fighter is getting Tifa in the damn game. Like, that's good. And I think I'm saying that right. Is that Tifa coming to Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Okay, that's like paying attention. Like, Devil May Cry. People have been asking for stuff about Devil May Cry for a while. Boom, what do? You get a new version of it coming out. Cool. Pragmata was a freaking home run. They did great with that. But they're doing it. Oh, hey guys, we love retro titles. Retro titles are coming back. What does Capcom do? Mega Man Dual Overdrive coming out. Like, are you kidding me? It's like they have a finger on the pulse of their gamer and is like, we got you. Everything you want, it's coming to us right now. It'll be out in a couple years. And that's awesome. And they are seeing success with that. Konami is doing that same type of deal and seeing success with that. Hell, THQ has brought themselves back from utter failure and is actually starting to make a name for themselves again. 505 Games is doing the same thing. They're clawing their way back. Trying to, at least. Like, all of these companies are trying to do the one thing that's helping the most, and that's listen to the gamer. And then we have Square Enix, when asked a question about, hey, so what remake is next after Final Fantasy finishes, after Final Fantasy VII finishes? And I'm just going to read some of this because it's just annoying. Okay, so it appears to be at the top of the list. Final Fantasy VI appears to be at the top of the list, with Final Fantasy 8 and 9 also in contention, but Yoshida said that it would be a mammoth of an undertaking. Of course, and this is in quotes, of course, I understand the feeling of the players, but you've got to think about it. Yoshida, this is via a translator from Translator and Games Radar, which Games Radar uses Games Radar Plus to do translating, which is an AI software, I'm guessing. Look at Final Fantasy VI. It's such an incredibly huge game. The scale is just immense. So of course, now because you are working on the Final Fantasy VII series, I do get that people would be asking for remakes of other titles. But if we did remakes, those other titles, we'd have to end up releasing them in a 4 or 5 or maybe even 5 installments. So basically, hey, they're too big. Can't really do it. They go on to talk about 7 or 8 and 9 and how they barely fit onto NES cartridges and like all this other stuff. Or not, I'm sorry, how 6 barely fit on the NES cartridge. 8 and 9 are also massive games and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to say this once and only once. For everything from 1 through 6, there should not be any talk about making it look like, feel like, act like, speak like, or try to be like anything that looks like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Trilogy. It does
Agreed.
not need that. Nobody gives a shit either. Nobody wants that. You give that shit to Team Asano, let them play the damn thing from start to finish, put it HD 2D, give some quality of life shit, make it to where people who are in their 40s now and have kids don't have to grind for 200 hours to level up all your characters and get everybody where they're at and make sure all your espers are where they're supposed to be and make sure Gao gets all of his little fucking shits by sending him off to go disappear for a little bit until he comes back and then wrecks everybody's world and then he leaves again. Like, make all of those little cumbersome things that you love when you're younger because you have unlimited amounts of freaking time. Make those things a little better and give them to your client. I don't understand this thought process of theirs that if it's not massive, we can't do it. I
talked to you about this before, right? That if they were ever to redo to remake Xenogears, that I told you I would never want them to do what they did to Final Fantasy VII Remake to Xenogears, which is my favorite game of all time. Mm-hmm. And they, Square is the owner of that franchise as well. And that's mainly because, like I said, a lot like my second favorite game of all time, Suikoden 2, which Konami, who you mentioned earlier, has done an amazing job of.
Yep.
They did what I wanted from Square for so many of their games, which is a cleaned up HD version, with a few quality of life changes, and the game itself, the core experience, 100% intact. Like, you will get the same type of experience I got playing Suikoden 2 back in middle school, just made for the current day platform. And that's all I want. Like, I don't want you to reinvent the wheel. I don't want them adding context. I don't want them rewriting the story. I don't want any of that. Don't change the combat. Don't change nothing. Just, like I said, clean it up. Quality of life changes if you need to. Like you said, you can adjust the speed of experience, give people, some other things to kind of alleviate, like I said, the grind, because the grind to me is unnecessary. I know some people love to go crazy on it. Like I said, I go crazy on it, but I get it. That prevents a lot of people from, basically tackling the task.
Man, 100 hours is what I got for a big game now. Like, I can't do it anymore. I can't. I'd love to. But at that 100-hour mark, I'm like, all right, we got to be done. We got to be done quickly, fast, and in a hurry. So like God of War Ragnarok, I platinumed it. Took me 80 hours or 89.
Yeah.
Ghost of Yote, platinumed it. Took me 79. Then you had, I have 95 hours in Metaphor, and I guarantee you, if I beat the damn game, it's going to take me 3 more of those last 5 hours. Like, for some reason, 100 hours has been my cap. Just naturally, it's not something I've done like consciously. Naturally, 100 hours has been my cap in most single player games or under. So like even The Witcher, I'm still sitting at 99 hours in The Witcher. I have not crossed over 100 yet. Yeah. And like, it's just pretty wild. Same thing with Ghost of Tsushima. Hell, been doing this since the PS4. I just don't have that much available time to commit to that anymore. The reason why it's working for 14 right now is because I'm not looking at playing anything else really until September, until Wolverine. So I have 7 weeks of time that I can put 15, 20 hours in over the next, I'd say 10 to 15 hours a week. And so I have some stuff that I can do with it. But normally, that's not there. And so, like, you got to think, even next year, February, March, and April, which I think March or April is, I think April, but I could back it up to March, is the window for Revelations. But before that, we're getting God of War Laufey. So now I have Laufey that I'm on a time crunch now to beat before I get Final Fantasy VII Revelation. And so like, it's just, man, that grind, it needs to go. Oh shoot, what was it? Tales of Arise. I have under 100 hours in. And like, I did damn near everything I could in that game. But anyways, Hero, I don't rush a game, but games get long in the tooth a lot of times in the third act, kind of midway through. And I'm like, all right, I need to see how this ends now. I've built up, I've crescendoed for the last 20 hours of gameplay. I'm done. I need to see how this ends. I need to see where we're going. And so I do get to those points in games. But do you...
I'm still listening, but I need a second.
No, you're fine. I think the problem with Square, and Josh and I were talking about this a little yesterday. I don't know if it was live or if it was pre the show, because we had to set some stuff up, make sure he could get into my world. I could like make sure that I could still do it because I'm on the trial and not the thing. And so we were working out some stuff, but we've talked about many times why or how Square is so seemingly out of touch in their AAA sector as of late. And I think it really boils down to the fact that they're not even in that much trouble. Like, they have fun. Good night, Rachie, man. Appreciate you coming by, dude. Hey, guys, we had 40 people in here right now. If y'all could hit that like button, keep sharing this out. I don't know what everybody's doing, but it seems to be working. So keep doing that. Thank y'all. This is one of the biggest nights we've had. And yeah, really appreciate it. And so I think the problem is that Final Fantasy XIV makes a mega truckload of money. And it's stable. It's not in danger. It has dedicated players. It has people who come back to it every day, who pay for the subscription, who come in, who do all their stuff, and who are on it like nobody's business. Then they get influxes because of something like Evercold, and now they're going to be making even more money off of it, which then goes to fund their other projects. Plus, because they are killing it with Team Asano, they have now 2 branches that are both doing very well financially, both being profitable for them, both doing well for them. So if a game like, say, Final Fantasy 16 comes out on the low end of expectations, it doesn't really matter that much. And you have to buy Evercold, right? Like, you can't just not. So you have to get that. So that's a purchase already. And so when you think about it, That's one of the reasons why I think they're still so out of touch. And it's because they haven't had to have that come to Jesus moment where it's like, hey, this isn't okay. We are failing because of these decisions, because they have those two other branches to fall back on. Just a theory. I don't have anything to back that up, but it's logic. Like, the logic is there. And 1668 hours on PoE2. Holy crap, dude. Hey, listen, man, everybody has that one MMO. Some just haven't found it yet, or some had it canceled, like mine was. But no, I think that's what the problem is with Square, is that they have the hubris and the ideas of what they want to do. They think they can accomplish those. They're not turning out the way they want, but because they have two juggernaut almost arms in their own right. Obviously, I'm not thinking that Team Asano is sitting over here making $1 billion a year for them, but it is a profitable source of income. And it is, the games that they make do well. Hell, they're about to do Final Fantasy Resonance, and that game, I think, is going to do some pretty decent numbers for them in terms of cost of video game production versus amount sold. I think it's going to do really well for them. And that's another one. That's another feather in the hat of Team Asano. People are starting to jump onto that retro look. That's starting to become the thing. People love that. We all want to feel young. And looking at a 16-bit thing, like, that sounded weird. Looking at a 16-bit sprite helps with that when you're playing video games. It takes you back. It's nostalgia. And they do it better than anybody else. So why not lean into that? And I think it's just because they're a little blinded by their own hubris and the fact that they have the two really good revenue streams to fall back on. And so I don't think they're being forced yet to do and make the hard pivots that I think need to be made for Final Fantasy to come back and be as strong as it used to be. That's my thought. Enate, are you back yet? Or do you still need a moment? We'll still give him a moment. When he comes back, he can let me know what his thoughts are on that. Outside of that, he does go on to talk about how... Now, this is GameSpot. This is the actual GameSpot guy talking about this. And he makes the same point that I made with Josh the other night. And I made it earlier tonight, that the HD 2D stuff is where they need to go. Like, I think you ride that because it would do enough to satisfy a lot of your fans, especially 1 through 6. Well, it's recycled content from mobile, so it should be cheap. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that... I don't know what the deal is with people saying that Resonance isn't Brave Exvius, because it is. That's weird. Yes, they've taken out the gotcha stuff. They've changed up some of the mechanics. They've done some other things to it, but at its core, it is still Brave Exvius. So I don't understand that. Quiet Doom posted something about that in the Discord the other day. Hey, by the way, guys, with 40 people in here, let me let you know, we have a Discord. You can join it. There's a link in the description below. Also, with 40 people here, hey, go check out Enate's podcast. It's the Otter Player podcast. It is also linked in the description below. And you need to check that out because they have 4 people on there all the time who are pretty dadgum cool. They're also all gamers and they are in this stuff. They're about that life and you would not be disappointed. So go check them out because they are cool. Let me see this. Okay, yeah, no, that's no problem. I just read something from Enate. He'll be back in a minute, I hope. I just wanted to bring Dissidia back to console. That's funny. Let me get this link in here real quick. I was actually on Will 777JP's show, the State of Gaming podcast on Sunday, and he was able to put the link right here. Hey, it does work. Cool. Yeah, that's the link for the Discord. It doesn't work when you do it on mobile, I don't think, because I haven't been able to. So if you want to join, you can join it there. No big deal. I just ask if you're going to make like your case and stuff like that. Let's just all not be assholes to each other. You know, just, just, just be able to argue your point without being a jerk. That's it. You know, just be grown. Yeah, become one of us. It's fine. Totally fine. The water's good. But yeah, so that's my thought on Square. They're out of touch right now, and I don't like that they're out of touch. Holy crud. Game Logic with the $10. He said, what's good, gamers? A lot is good. A lot is good. I don't think Hero likes me much. I don't think Hero likes me much. That's where he's like, Enate shows up, great, dear God, now we can start the show. Logic shows up in the chat. Logic, get in here. He needs your help. Holy shit. Like, come on. Hey, Logic, man, I appreciate that, dude. Thanks for the 10 spot. And as always, if you want to jump on, you're more than welcome. And then Josh Ayers, a member for 26 months. 26 months. Damn. Hit all the buttons. Woohoo. Oh, Hero, I'm just messing. I'm sorry. I'm being a bit of an ass. I'm sorry. That's my bad. Okay, so let's get on to the next topic, because it is one that I actually wanted to talk about. Also, because it is about Expedition 33. And it's actually about the sequel. Holy crap. My dude has come back. The prodigal returns. What is up, Hero Down Under? Welcome to... Whoa! That still says Playground Partner. I have to change that. That will be changed by next week. I did not realize that. We just got another den mate in here. That is Hero Down Under. Thank you for the support, my friend. Whether you do that or not, I know you got my back always. So, man, I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and... So, yeah, let's read this article real quick, because Expedition 33, I don't know if you know me or not, I absolutely adore Expedition 33. It's a fantastic game. It's an amazing game. It's a wonderful game. The music is phenomenal. It's one of the very few soundtracks I've actually bought songs off of. Like, I love what Tessar did on this. And the fact that dude was on SoundCloud when they found him is just freaking insane. Wild shit. It's so good. The writing team, one of them being a voice talent that turned writer or something like so many crazy. I like you now. Hey man, you didn't have to do that. I was just giving you crap. But like, they did so well with Expedition 33 that by the time everyone got done playing it, our number one question was, when can we have more? We are not happy because now we have finished your game and now we need more. And what we were all hoping was, because they were going to stay a nimble and limber studio and be kind of like this tight little group still, and they were going to get out there and make another game. I kind of thought we would be looking at a 4-year turnaround. That's not happening. It's not going to be 4 years. You're welcome. Let's see what they said, though. Developed by a relatively small group of French developers, many of whom previously worked at Ubisoft, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 was arguably the biggest gaming surprise of last year. Released in April 2025, Expedition 33 became something of an overnight sensation. Something? It went on to sell 8 million. Something of an overnight sensation. Put some respect on it. Early reviews of the turn-based RPG were incredibly positive, earning the game a top critic average of 92 on OpenCritic. Commercial success soon followed, with Expedition 33 selling 8 million copies by its 1-year anniversary. Of course, Clair Obscur was also showered with all manner of prestigious awards, including the Game Awards 2025's Game of the Year trophy, multiple Best Performance awards, and a wealth of narrative-related awards. Yes, it was amazing. It was one of the quintessential games of 2025. It's a game that I will always remember on the PS5. I will always remember playing it. I will always remember countering the damn light bulb boss. I don't even know what the heck stupid thing was called, but it was like the lighting in the game was not good in certain caves and certain fights, and so you couldn't see until like one of his light bulbs would flash, and then you had to do your thing where you like dodged or parried or whatever, and if you didn't, you basically died. This fight was pretty early on in the game. I'll never forget going against that because I remember messaging Enate and Morgan, and I was like, I'm about to quit. This is annoying. I can't even see what the hell's going on. And they both literally said, just keep pushing, just keep pushing, just keep doing it. You'll be fine once you get through it. Just get through it. And I did, and oh my gosh, I am so happy I did. There's so... sad. I'm sad, mad. Like, there's so many things about the game are so freaking good. If you want to go watch it, we did a 4-hour spoiler cast on the game, and it was one of the best times I've had on this channel, bar none, hands down, and whatever I got to say there. But when are we getting the next thing? That's what I want to know. When are we getting the next thing? So, this lengthy 2-part interview touches a variety of topics ranging from Sandfall Interactive's Japanese influences, the possibility of Expedition 33 Nintendo Switch 2 port, which they said is going to be a technical nightmare to be able to do. But basically, fans want to know what's next for Sandfall Interactive. You know, tonight we've talked about what's next for Square Enix, we talked about what's next for Capcom, and then we're going to talk about what's next for Sandfall Interactive, and then if we get to it, we're going to talk a little bit about Beast of Reincarnation, what's next for that studio. So, like, that's why like, in the thumbnail it says what's next, because it felt like everything had to do with kind of what's up and coming. And so we wanted to know, how long is it going to take? And here's what he said. This is Guillermo Brochet. And I think I said the last name wrong, but I know I got the first one right. I think. I probably said the first one wrong, too. I'm so sorry. It's too early to say anything precise, but we had a lot of fun creating Expedition 33. And it's a game that we all love internally. So we want to find this flame, this passion again for the next project. Expedition 33 was quite a long project, too, especially for me. It was 6 years. For Tom, it was 5.5, and for most of the other members, it was between 4 and 5. That's also why we want to let ourselves dream again and be creative again. We are going to go a bit crazy.
By the way.
And so, oh, okay, cool. And so, them saying they want to go a bit crazy, I took this one of two ways. I told Josh this last night. I was terrified because I remember clearly talking to Enate and Morgan and how I'm like, man, I really want them to stay. This small thing, I really want them to kind of keep doing what they're doing and not go too big on the next one. Don't go too wild. Just keep that passion, keep that indie feel. Don't let the money go to your head. Just pocket that shit and put it back for a rainy day. Like, you don't have to spend all of it. And as part of this sounds like they're like, no, we have it. Now we're going to go crazy. And it's going to take a long time because we're going to go crazy. And I'm like, man, okay. Like, it's like,
no, but I get it. It's scary. Cause like, that was my first thing was like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. Like,
like what exactly does that mean? Like, because I'm like, you know, I didn't just play the game, you know, right. I followed the team and
right. I was watching interviews and shit. I was watching like orchestral presentations and stuff. Like what?
Yeah. Like from the very first trailer, like promoting this game and like felt it in my soul, like how this game was going to be. Like that's what I was telling people. I was like, no, I knew, like, you know, like there's just certain things when you see certain games, especially when you hear from the team and the way that they talk about it and, you know, their influences and things of that nature. And, you know, it was cool to be one of the 33 that they followed. Right. When after their initial trailer, they followed 33 people and, I was one of them. And it was from when I was promoting like the trailer early on and trying to explain to people like, man, I don't think you guys know what you just saw. Like, you got to understand. And
Hang on,
then
whoa. We're not going to pass by what you just said. Like, you didn't just say what you just said. Did you just say you were one of their first 33 people they followed?
Yeah.
That's freaking sick, bro.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's pretty crazy, dude.
Like, I realized that later. I was like, wait, they only followed 33 people. And I was like, I mean, obviously we know why, right? But
because they did their research on who they were talking to. That's why.
Yeah. And then that's when I realized, like, a lot of the other accounts they followed were like bigger, you know, like Jazz, who's a real big RPG gamer as well, and so on and so forth. And like, man, I was just constantly on it. So to get to kind of like follow that journey even closer, like when I got that follow from them, I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. Like, now obviously, you know, I have the JRPG in my name and stuff like that, but like, man, just hearing them talk about it and the way that they talked about it, this is a key thing. And I kind of had this explanation in conversation with somebody, like, you know, when you're talking to, like, I don't know, like a like-minded soul when it comes to certain games, and JRPGs are like a really special area for that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you're talking to somebody and they really get it, like, that's why some of the jokes are always so easy to get, right? You know, somebody, you know, on my timeline the other day was like, I can officially confirm this game is a JRPG. There is a ghost ship, you know, like, everybody gets that. Like, yeah, because there's typically a ghost ship, you know, and it's like, where's my flying mount? What is it going to be? Do I get a ship? Do I get, you know, and even in there, they had their
better
thing.
So this is really funny. The Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster, I have played. I did not know that because when you play the Ghost Train fight and you use Saban to suplex the train.
Yeah.
I didn't know because I didn't even pay attention because you just fucking suplex the train. I had no idea that they changed it to Meteor Strike. I was watching a short the other day where now, because it's in the Pixel Remaster this way, if you suplex the train, it's actually Meteor striking the train. And I'm like, I didn't even recognize that because I didn't pay attention because you just suplex it. That's what you do.
Yeah.
But it's not, apparently it's not called that and it doesn't flash that up anymore. I almost loaded back into check, but that's one of those things like, man, you can't be that disconnected. Like, you got to know that that's something that we all love. We all joked about suplexing the fucking how did he do it? Well, because Saban is a beast. That's how he did it. He suplexed the damn train. What do you expect?
He suplexed the train.
Just,
But like you said, that's one of the things about keeping that original intact, right? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what I was saying. Like, even sometimes like mistranslations, it's like, no, leave it alone, because it's a, you know, it's a, like, if it's like a cultural thing now, you know, it's like a known funny joke or something that was like, oh, he meant to say this, but he said this when they translated it, and now everybody says that. It's like, well, okay, so don't change it because everybody says that now, you know. Like, you got to know when to keep it. Like, we had a whole conversation with my coworkers earlier while we were working on some stuff together, and we got to talking about movies and accidents that happen in movies and things that were accidents that they keep in the movie. And there's so many things where they're like, oh yeah, you know, that wasn't scripted, like that just happened, and they just kept it. And like, I always remember, I mean, there's a ton of stuff like that, right? But I always remember one in particular, which is funny because I don't remember this movie even being particularly really good. But in the Scorpion King, with The Rock, at one point they were sword fighting, and when they swung the sword, he swung it so hard that the sword shattered. And that's like a really cool part of that movie, but it wasn't supposed to happen. And they just happened to catch it, and they kept it, and it's a really cool part of the movie now.
Well,
and like,
so I was watching a short the other day that had it showed the body actor for Scorpion in Mortal Kombat, and the get over here thing with the Scorpion chain, that was like made up in the studio, like on like day of, he was just in there and they were trying to capture some movement shots, and they were like, whoa, hey, real quick, what if you tried this? And he doesn't. And they're like, that's it. We're keeping that. That's what we're doing right there. And I'm like, that's cool. Just dude did some random ass movement, and they were like, dude, that right there.
That's it.
That's it. Like it's
Yeah.
and iconic, right? Like the get over here thing. Everybody knows that. Whether you know Mortal Kombat or not, everybody knows that. Like it's
a big deal.
It's so crazy, and those are the things that I like in games. Like when a franchise has been out long enough to throw little member berries in and stuff like that, and they're like newer entries. I love that type of stuff, but it requires you to actually give a damn about what you're doing. And
it does.
So it's one of the reasons, and you know, it's not on the docket for tonight, but it's one of the reasons why my excitement for, and we're at 46 people in here right now. Thank y'all so much. If we get to 50, I don't know, I might take my shirt off. It doesn't matter because you can't see me on camera, but there is no camera, but I might take my shirt off if we get to 50. We just lost one, but don't worry. I'm about to get people out of here real fast. So it's one of the reasons why I'm super excited for God of War Laufey. And it's one of the reasons why my excitement built. First, I see the trailer and I'm like, this is Deborah Ann. I don't care about anything else. I'm playing it full stop because of her. My number one concern was not how it was going to run. I'd already said that I think it's going to be great. Number one concern was the story. 2 days later, not Kevin Feige. Fuck my life. Not Kevin Feige. Cory Balrog comes out and says and goes, no, actually, I've been like puppet mastering this whole baby for the last, since 2016. Oh, really? Yeah. And then Deborah Ann comes out and goes, yeah, I've been a part of this project for 10 years now. This was always the story. Oh, really? So y'all been like, this is the whole thing. And then from that point forward, I got so excited for what this could mean, because it's one person's vision directing, of course, other writers and stuff, but overarching his vision for where this is going, which means we're going to get callbacks. We're going to get tie-ins. We're going to get like little things that we thought were so insignificant that is going to like blow our mind. Like a pin in a Marvel movie is not, good example. The collar on the cat that Nick Fury has in the Tesseract, or that he gets the Tesseract from, later on we find out that cat was actually gifted to him from Captain Marvel way back in the day, and he's known about that cat the whole time, and like stuff like that. And just an insignificant cat from the first movie, or I think it was the first Avengers movie. Like, I am so overhyped because I love shared universes. And so when I found all of that out, it was one of those things like, okay, I now trust that the game is in good hands with the story. I already trusted the main character was in good hands with Deborah Ann Wall. I already trusted that. And I already trusted that Santa Monica is going to give us a technically sound game that looks really good. Like, none of that stuff was in question. And now that they shored up the story for me, it's one of those things that I know they're putting their care into it. I know they're not just letting it go off to the wayside. They're not doing a Dragon Age, the Veilguard situation. It's not something like that. And it calmed everything. And so because of that, it all boils back to, I see a pattern here. And this is going to be a John Madden moment on the show tonight. I see a pattern here that when devs are passionate and care and are actually listening to their fan bases, one, you can take a little longer with games if you want to. I mean, look at freaking who did Cyberpunk? Lord help. CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
If you do well enough on a game, you can space them out every 10 years. Like
CD Projekt Red has the top goodwill at the moment when it comes to when it comes to the comeback, man. Like
I'm telling you,
they got it.
I think No Man's Sky still may clip them a little bit.
I mean, that is the ultimate comeback, but no one even knows what's happening at that studio anymore. Like, people have been trying to give them money, like, over the years, and they're just like, no, it's a free update. And we're like, no, There's no way for 10 years you have been constantly giving free updates. Stop it. Like to the point where fans took out a billboard outside of their studio that they knew the studio could see that like said their name. It's like I forgot the name of the studio right now, but they were like, please let us give you money, like because they like wouldn't charge for anything, and like they just thought it was the most funny thing that like fans were just like, what, like would you let us, you know, would you let us give you money? And they were just like, it was so funny. But no, I know what you mean. Like, yeah, they definitely got it built up the most, which I'm looking forward to Light No Fire. So shout out to that team. But yeah, like you said, there is and like you said it right. There is a certain type of level to it where you can feel the passion behind a team, and yeah, Hello Games. The way that they talk about it, I'm telling you, bro, it's like a look in their eye. Like people think you can't see this stuff. Like you can see,
you can.
I'm telling you.
You can see passion.
Because yeah, like I felt it, like I told you, when the 33 team was talking. And they're not just talking though. It's different. Like Priscilla even tells me all the time. Like she's like, she will, even some of the stuff she's not into. She goes, I like when you explain it to me, because she goes, it sounds so amazing. And like sometimes when I tell her about some of the audiobooks I've listened to, or some of the remember I told you she doesn't really play JRPGs.
Sure.
And she goes, but I like to ask you about it when you finish it. And she goes, you always explain it so well, especially like when I really liked it. She's like, you're always so passionate about it. And I'm like, well, yeah, it was good, and like I said, like people can feel that through there, and it's like, honestly, like you said, the result always is much better when there's passion behind it. It's the same thing with food, right? When people say, man, you can feel the love in that food. When grandma used to make your favorite apple pie or whatever grandma's specialty was, if you had a grandma that could cook,
I was raised in Texas. I have a grandma that can cook.
Okay, so there you go. So yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. Like when people say, "Man, you really knew when somebody put their all into that food." You can feel it with a game, as opposed to like, whoever's making, whatever standard by numbers game that's out there, right? Someone's just got a job. Yeah, exactly. Like someone's just got a job.
Yeah.
And as opposed to like a passion project where these people really feel it, and there's little nuances to it as well, right? And that was some of the things that I explained, because I've had this discussion with Hero, right? Hero wasn't really into RPGs and stuff like that before, specifically turn-based RPGs, right? Before he met us, and then I was explaining to him a bunch of the stuff that he liked in Expedition 33 are things that they took that are very common in the genre from some of the better games. And then I was having to explain to him that, like, even in the genre, while Final Fantasy is probably the biggest name, I was explaining to him that most people who are into JRPGs, if you ask them their top JRPG, a lot of them, with the exception of Final Fantasy VII fans, their favorite is not actually even a Final Fantasy. Like most people, it's some other title, whether it's Suikoden, whether it's Phantasy Star, the Trail series is obviously a real popular one these days, and that's been going for years. And I mean, you've even finally been playing Trails in the First, which you liked.
And Tales of Arise is directly up there as a 1B to Final Fantasy X. And I make no qualms about it. It is the best, in my opinion. It's the best JRPG you can play still currently on the PS5. It's phenomenal. As in a game that's come out. I know you can play 10 and 7 and whatever, but it is by far the best new like JRPG that is out. Hands down, it's amazing. If you haven't played it, go play it.
Absolutely. Yeah, Tales of Arise is awesome.
God, that
But yeah, man,
fucking game is so good.
there's so many of these things out here, but like I said, it's a lot. There's a lot of nuance to these things, kind of like what you just said. With your excitement, right, um for Laufey, right,
Yeah.
was basically the pedigree. Knowing the pedigree behind that team is still the team that you know and love. And it's not just Corey, it's a whole team of people, right? Because even though I can't remember her name right now, the woman that was across from him,
The
that is,
director.
part of the director, she's been working on the franchise with him for over 20 years.
Yes. Yeah, she's not
Like
she's not a DEI hire, people. Like, it's not like they said, "Oh, woman, you are woman, you write for us." Like, that's not how that worked. You direct, "Hey, you've been a female, you know how to do this." Like, it's not something that happened.
She is a veteran on that team. And that's what I always tell people. I was like, it's always comprised of a team of people. And that's why at the same time, right? Sometimes when those teams break up and they're no longer the team that they were, as much as I miss BioWare is BioWare in name only at this point, right?
Sure.
Like,
Well, because they all went and left.
Yeah, they all left. So I have no real expectation of, even if this new Mass Effect does show up, that it will live up to what I loved in the trilogy. I think they may try to mimic it as best they can, and maybe at the luckiest they get a group of passionate people about Mass Effect, which wouldn't be too hard because it's an incredible series. But those nuances and stuff and continuity you were talking about is one of the things that Mass Effect does better than any other franchise on the planet. And that is why it's so rated so high, and it's in my top 10 games of all time, because Mass Effect takes those moments, those important intricacies between characters, and brings them forward through the trilogy. All those nuanced decisions and things that you do create the team that you ultimately end up with in 3, and allows you to make certain decisions based on who you have and who you brought with you, who even who you romanced, making sure that you had everybody survive. Like, they bring all that forward constantly. And most things nowadays don't really do that to that degree, right? But some of our favorite franchises, they really focus on that. And like God of War, like you said, it's one that had done that, right? Like, you felt the weight of a lot of the decisions, some of the the triumphs and some of the deaths weighed really heavy in those games.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I didn't say the name, but I know when I said death, I know you felt it.
I equate
that
about. Death with sorry if you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2 yet, or anybody here in the chat hasn't. I equate that death almost with the same feeling I had when Yondu dies for Peter. Like, for Star-Lord, like that level. And then the fact that the Ragnarok doesn't let you just stop there. They drag that shit out for the rest of the damn game. And you're like, you're just wrenching me through the coals right now. This is not okay. Like, it's a lot. Oh, man. And I'm not going to say who it was or whatnot, but my gosh, it's a lot. And
it is.
Man.
But those create some of the... Yeah, yes, we're talking about those things, Corey.
What things?
Corey said it in the chat, but I'm not gonna say it out loud.
Okay,
just in case somebody's just listening instead. But but yeah, like those type of things and the way they tie in and the way they tell the story, like, it wouldn't mean anything if you didn't go through things with those characters, if you didn't build that relationship with that character. Like, it feels that way because of the things that you go through with those characters, and those things are that important, right? It's the same way, right? Like, while it's in the beginning of Expedition, there's that devastation of things that happen, a set of events, right? It's Lemony Snicket's, it's a series of unfortunate events. I mean, it really is. Like, it's like, man, it just keeps happening.
This just
But
sucks.
yeah, exactly. It just sucks. But then you got this team that's like all go, no quit. You know what I'm saying? And at some point one of them wants to quit, and the other one's like, nah. And again, like, but it like it, I know we joke about it, right? We joke about all the sayings and stuff in the game because it has plenty of them, right? But by the time you get to the end, when one falls, we continue is like some of the
Ah,
most gangster stuff you
chills,
have
man.
ever heard. 'Cause, yeah,
Chills.
exactly. Like it
Chills.
means something when someone says that. Like, are you the team? You part of the 33? Like, are you really about that life? And it
Oh.
has a meaning
Well, and then
because
like for
everything you
those who
go
come
through.
after, dude,
Hmm.
as a 40-year-old dad of two, that has so much more meaning. Like I do so much of what I do for those who are
Hmm.
coming after. Right? Like
Absolutely.
it's it's kind of crazy when I when I start thinking about it cuz I'm like, man, we do it just meant so much more. Like we fight, we deal with our struggles, we deal with our internal struggles, we deal with people around us, we deal with circumstances that we can't control, like a war that's going on that
Yes.
we were just born into apparently. Like we can't do any of it. And so we have this moment where for those who come after, you're like, damn, I get that on like multiple levels, multiple facets. And
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no. You're good. But yeah, like I said, that's why you really feel that way. And for me, it's even like I said with Laufey. Like I think all the noise will quiet down, once it drops because at the end of the day, one of the other good things I am in general is a good judge of a great game. Um, and that game looked phenomenal from top to bottom, and the pedigree and the team behind that is at that level, right? Um, what it answered one of my biggest things that I wanted in a new God of War, which is, this is a completely new skill set and weapon setup, right? That was one of the bigger pet peeves about Ragnarok, right? That so a lot of people felt like he didn't have enough new weapons and enough variety in the combat compared to the first one. Felt like a lot of the stuff was still more of the same. As far as like just that combat, like there weren't enough new. Um, but with her, this is a completely new world. We are, you know, in the I think the Everwin is what it's called,
And with
or
new
the
gods
every
too.
yeah, with new gods and all this stuff. Like that stuff entices me more than anything, bro. Like the ribbon and the cube, and I'm here for all of it. Like it
Mm-hmm.
looked incredible. The aerial combat, the grapples and the aerials and the phasing. Like there's just so much that happens that honestly, like it I always look at stuff through my eyes, what I'm saying, in conversation with other like-minded people who are as passionate about gaming as I am, the way that we've talked about this stuff now, because honestly, the reality is I realize a lot of people honestly just don't have an eye for it, right? Until they get it in their hands and they're able to play it, and then a lot of people realize, um,
Mm.
a lot of things. And it's like that's where I have to separate myself as someone who really sees the nuance in all these things, right? Like we see the same thing, right? Oftentimes, like we just talked about that, right? All the stuff we seen in that trailer, and then I've heard people say they watched that and they saw nothing, like, and I'm like, did we watch the same thing?
Gotta say, you and Morgan went like frame by frame looking at that shit.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I stepped in y'all's Discord and I joined y'all's voice chat and she was like, "Yeah, I mean, you see right there, that's a little piece of blah 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 blah." And I wonder if that's the. And I'm like, "Damn, I didn't know y'all got it like that over here. Like shit,
Yeah, I mean,
y'all are
we
in
we
it."
we we analyze, man, like down to every last little bit, man. Like, oh, did you see the way, there's a significance in almost everything that's done, especially when you get to creating and crafting games at a level like this, right? Like it's like the Matrix, right? The everything that happened in that, like in a movie like the Matrix, has a meaning or a reason, right? Even if you didn't see it or understand it.
Right.
Like there's, it's done deliberately. Someone had to create that animation. Someone had to do that for a reason. Like there was a word that was yelled or said, during the combat, that you might have missed. Like there's certain things that I missed that, I had to go back and watch it in 4K, several times. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that happened. Oh, this happened. Like a bunch of detail, especially when you're at the AAA level. And like I said, this is also a discussion from industry level, right? Having conversations with people like Robert, who worked, or Rob, who worked for a bunch of PlayStation's teams, and hearing some of the stuff that he talked about, as an animator, and him asking us, because we don't always get to talk to the devs, right?
Sure.
But Rob is someone who was always in the community. And during a space I was listening in on, he was like, did you guys notice, the finger discipline on the trigger in The Last of Us Part 2? And a bunch of the people in the comment, were talking to him and were like, yeah, like I saw that, like, the way that your hand would move and um stuff like that, and it would stay away when you weren't ready to fire, but when they would see someone or a zombie or whatever, their fingers would move back on the trigger. So like little things like that. There's like, he's like, man, I'm glad y'all noticed, because he goes, like, the time to animate that is pretty significant, right? uh but it's like, as
It
an
is really
animator,
cool.
but it's cool, right? It's a very minute detail. It's a small thing where everybody who plays is not going to notice. But when you program at the AAA level, at such a high fidelity and high level, those are some of the things that people see.
Well, and I don't think everybody spent 15 minutes in front of the mirror in Last of Us Part 2 like I did either. Like, the first mirror that
Yeah,
you come to when you're playing as Ellie, and you're like, you can make all the funny faces and stuff. Dude, I sat there for, God, probably 20 minutes, if not more, and just enamored at how well it worked. Because,
yeah,
and how well everything looked. Because a lot of times when you're in a third person over the shoulder game, unless you have the camera spun all the way around, you can't really see the front of your character. And so that gave it a chance to like see how the whole character was moving within that space, and it was really freaking sick. And anyways, go ahead. That's, I hated that game so
but
much, but I really loved what they did, like technically speaking.
oh yeah, the technical level, yeah,
God, it
absolutely,
was so good.
yeah.
Which is
But
why people
yeah, like I
who
said,
think we're that they're gonna give us trash from like Wolverine's gonna be trash. No, it's not. Laufey's gonna be trash. No, it's not. Like, just like, listen.
but a lot of it, like I said, is like noise, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like somebody asked a question earlier on Twitter, and they were like, hey, does like they were like, is there like, because they specifically mentioned spaces, right? They're like, is there a spaces where people just talk about games and how they're enjoying games, and like don't tear each other down and just talk about their enjoyment of games?
Shit, dog, we right
And
here.
well, exactly. And my first comment to this person was, don't use spaces for that.
Yeah, no
Like that's not
shit.
what spaces are for. I was like, you need to go into, find the Discord,
Mm-hmm.
or you need to find some party chats or whatever with like-minded people who share that passion. And I was like, that's why I surround myself with those types of people. And you can only conduct yourself accordingly. And I understand this person's personality is very empathic, is what I would say. So like they can't handle certain things, and they kind of want it to be a certain way, and I'm like, look, that's what channels are for. you know I'm like, you only want this, or you only want that. Like you've got like 10 channels in your Discord.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I'm mainly in the playground, but there's clips and highlights, there's music, there's all kinds of stuff, right?
Off-topic
Like,
gaming has been taking off lately because we found mutual wrestling fans and
yeah,
mutual like basketball and like baseball fans and stuff. So like that one's been taking off quite a bit because it's just grown into that. Like people in the community like talking to each other about more than just video games.
Absolutely. Yeah, you'll definitely find that. I mean, like you say, you'll see that with Brad all the time. He'll occasionally bring up, the Washington Commanders or wrestling or
Yeah.
whatever. Like we definitely all have other things we're into. I got into the whole discussion about books with Hero the other day. And we barely touched the surface of that. You know what I mean? And I found out, Hero's a big book person. So it's
Yeah.
like, there's a reason uh, our passions through these games, kind of bleed through in different ways. The way we analyze these things and have these discussions, like you said, whether it's Expedition 33, Mass Effect, so on and so forth. But there's a reason, like there's certain games throughout history that are really pervasive, that make it through time and history for certain reasons, right? Um, and it's like there's just certain games that are just made that are just special at the time, and when you get to I guess I forgot what the exact phrasing is, but they say it often in movies and stuff. Um, but basically, how important it is to realize like you're living through a historic moment, but how long does it take you to realize you lived through it? You know what I'm saying? Instead of having to look back at it, how, like, are you capable of realizing you're experiencing history when you're experiencing it, and not 10 years later? Um, I've seen people talk about that recently, obviously with like the tech stuff and all that stuff. Like, we had no idea how good we had it. Um, and in one of the books I'm listening to now, they were invaded and they're in like a perpetual war now, and they stopped making movies because it was a global war, like an actual global war. So they couldn't make movies anymore. It was literally a fight for like humanity's survival. He was like, man, we used to play video games and make movies. Man, we had no idea how good we had it. So it's just like, man, there's a lot of nuance to it and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I respect these people. Creating games is hard. Um, and creating games at this level is even harder. There's a lot of people that do it, man, and I'm ultimately, this whole discussion and everything we talked about today, man, I'm just thankful to the developers and the people who make games because, man, it is not easy. It is
No.
tough.
And so, actually, speaking of that, real quick, before we hop onto our last topic, if you have a little bit of time, we can cover it. But before we do that, guys, we have 46 people in here. We've had 52, and that's like the most we've had literally all year. We are at 10 likes, though. If you're listening to this, fully respect that. That's cool. Thank you so much for being here. But if you could just hop in here real quick and hit the like button, that will help tremendously. I really appreciate that. It's free. It's something you can do that helps out a lot. Uh, but our last topic, speaking of that, like thanking the developers. So GameFreak has a game that's coming out. It's called Beast of Reincarnation. Let me pull it up because they're the people who make Pokemon, and
Hmm.
they are the Pokemon people. And Whale, this game doesn't look like Pokemon at all. Let's use this one. I hate that IGN gets like all the damn long trailers.
Yeah, they get
Pisses me
all of them.
off, man. They get all the really good long ones, and then like Xbox is left with a minute and 30. PlayStation has a minute and 30. Like, it frustrates the shit out of me, uh, because I don't really like IGN. But this is their art design in this, and they literally in this article, and I can't pull it up right now because that would stop the video. But in the article that's linked in the description, they basically talk about how they listen. We know this isn't our style. We know that this isn't what we normally do, but we also know that this is exactly how we wanted to do this game. And so they made the concession that said, hey, we're going to break away from what we want to do, from what we normally do, from what we're comfortable with. And we're going to challenge ourselves because this is the story that we want to tell. And this is the way that we want to tell it. And I, Hero said, I've already funded my wallet. Heck yeah, man. Like, it looks good. It's a clean looking game. The game looks super impressive, especially for the studio behind Pokemon. Uh, and honestly, I'm happy that you still have devs out there. So we've talked about both sides tonight. we have a dev in Sandfall Interactive that wants to challenge themselves moving forward, wants to go big, go hard, go way over the top, and keep doing exactly what they know and trust their instincts, but on a grander scale. Then we have GameFreak coming in saying, hey, listen, we know that we're not normally known for this, but we also know that if we told this story, we want to tell it this way. So we kind of just had to push through that and just realize that we're making something totally different. And photorealism was what this game needed. Cool. So they're stretching themselves. And then you have and I'm going to say this nicely, and I know people might get upset, but then you have a company like, or a development team like Insomniac or Santa Monica, who are literally doing another superhero game and another God of War game. Like, those are definitely in their wheelhouse. They're not really like bending, pulling. They're not like having to learn whole new systems to do these things. Like, it's more familiar. And all of them, though, have people hyped. They have folks excited. They have folks wanting to drop some money on their games. And they're doing it in such a way that they're still listening to the gamer and they're still giving us good quality production games. I don't know if I consider GameFreak AA, AAA, no A, half A, 4A. I don't really know. But I know the game looks freaking impressive. And so, Enate, are you excited about Beast of Reincarnation? Like, is this on your list?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where it'll sit, for me. I've watched the bit about the combat and how they explained it, where it's kind of the hybrid where you can slow down and, execute skills and things of that nature. Um, Honestly, it depends on quite a few things. But right now, I'm going to play it on PC Game Pass to start with to see how I feel about it. If I really, really love it, uh, I'm going to pick it up for PS5 Pro. Um, but yeah, I'm going to start with it on PC Game Pass, really get a feel for it. Especially mainly just because, uh, I mean, it's a low risk entry, to really check out something new. But I'm always a major fan of, developers creating and bringing a completely new IP to us. It's always a risky thing. Like I said, I'm thankful for that with Pragmata as well, right? Like when devs are able to create something brand new, like I love that. Um, it often like there's no way we would get these things if no one ever did the first one, right? The first game in a series or a franchise potentially. Everything I've seen from it looks great. Like, even in this trailer that you're playing now, right? Like the art direction looks incredible, the combat looks incredible. A skill tree, I'm a sucker for a good skill tree. The skill tree looks awesome.
I like the
Um,
burst effects. They actually did them pretty well. I'm kind of surprised that this is UE5, um, because it actually looks varied from the previous. Like we played the game earlier while you were out, and I pegged it for being UE Unreal Engine. I said
mhm,
5 originally, and then I went and looked it up, and it was actually built on 4.
yeah.
I just started chuckling. I was like, man, something about the environments just gives it away every time. But this one, at least in the up close environments, it doesn't look UE4. But back here in the corner, like on the side, on the back mountains over here, that is 1,000,000% a UE5 Rocky Mountain that is not rendered fully. But
Yeah.
it's just so kudos to them. I don't know. Go ahead, man. Sorry.
No, you're good. Fox waving in the chat.
What's up,
Um,
Fox? Welcome to the end of the show.
but yeah, no, like I said, everything about it looks really good. I'm like I said, interested in it thus far. Game Freak, kind of. Honestly, I kind of feel like it was a shot fired, because like they knew they were gonna get crap for the last Pokemon that got put out, and it felt real low effort. The whole, it's only in a city that's so big, and they were like, look, okay. this is what we were ordered to do. This is what we can do. You know, I felt like is what Beast of Reincarnation was. Like, because when everybody saw it was from Game Freak initially, everybody was like, "What?" Like, you know, I can't believe that that's what that is. Um, so yeah, I'm excited, man. Like I said, I think I'll enjoy it. I think it's gonna be one of the first ones. I think they got a nice window. This was something I was visiting earlier uh, when we were in chat. Like I was telling Hero, I was going over what I need to pre-order so that I'm not pre-ordering things all at once. Because the crunch window after this game comes out, like there's like 5 games or something that comes out on like August 27th, and then
Is that when
like
it starts?
yeah, then like September 3rd, and then September 4th, and then like it's just nonstop from like August 27th to like October like something. Like it's just an onslaught of games. Um, so I'm like, okay, don't wait until then to start pre-ordering games,
Hmm.
because then you know I'm gonna run into like way too many. So, um, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was
So
like
damn, there is a
good.
lot. Holy crap. Okay. So just the ones that stand out to me for August: Beast of Reincarnation, Marvel Token Fighting. Don't anybody get Dusk Fade. If you want to play the demo, play the demo. That shit is boring as hell. Uh, I was really excited for that game because I thought it was going to be Kingdom Hearts Light. I played the demo and I am bored to tears. That game is not for me.
Yeah.
Uh, God, they tried. But outside of those, oh wait, there it is.
Did you see the list that I put in chat?
Um, in chat. Oh, I'm sorry. I have 3 different chat boxes pulled up.
Yeah,
Let's see.
the in the playground.
Oh,
Can you see the playground?
oh yeah. Sorry, I was in a private. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 Oh wow. Yep. So those
Yeah,
are
you
one.
see
Those are
that
the ones I
now?
got
Do you
to.
see?
I saw. So I get to the bottom. So it starts out with just the 2 in the first week, with August 4th being Beast of Reincarnation, Tokon Fighting Souls being August 6th. Then really, unless you're hyped for Madden, that you're not getting anything else until the end of the month. And then the end of the month, Zero Company, Resonance, and Metal Gear Solid 2, the Master Collection,
All on
it,
the same day.
all on the same day. Whoa, yeah, this is what I was. This is what I was looking at. Good God, that's insane. And then September's no better. Like,
Yeah, September's insane.
God, dude. Like Onimusha Way of the Sword. I still might get that. I have not fully decided. Wolverine is a definite. Uh, Trails in the Sky second chapter.
Which,
Control
mind you,
Resonant.
I don't even have that listed there, but that's still coming. Like, yeah,
Yeah. Control Resonance. You're probably getting the Fire Emblem, Fortune's Weave.
absolutely. I ordered the collector's edition
I
of
bet
Fire
you
Emblem.
did.
I ordered it 5 minutes after it went on
You
sale.
got Silent Hill F. I know some people are excited about that.
Yep, Silent Hill.
Okay, so yeah, there's a shit. Blood of the Dawnwalker. I know people who are really hyped for that thing. Uh,
Yep.
and then October, dude, this is so sick. Listen to this shit. No Rest for the Wicked console edition. I'm kind of excited about that. Rayman Legends Untold. Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thev. Uh, Galactic Racer Star Wars. Gears of War E-Day. Dragon's Dogma 2 Dark Arisen. Then we get a little bit of a break. And then we get Castlevania Belmont's Curse. Fuck, I forgot that was this year. Final Fantasy Resonance. Phantom Blade Zero. And Modern Warfare 4. Like, that is literally, you could buy games for the next 3 months and have games that last you all next year.
Absolutely.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
And I'm still playing some games from earlier this year. So like I'm still literally playing 007, Pragmata, Replaced, and probably like 3 or 4 other games. Like it's
See,
just
Pragmata and Dispatch are 2 that are still on my list.
Bro,
And
Dispatch is amazing.
I want it to be. I'm going to be a little bit of a stubborn ass on it, and I want it for $20. I don't want it for 23. I don't want it for 22. I want it for 20. And if I can,
I think
if
you'll get that very soon.
I hope so. It got to $22.99 last month, so we're getting there. But for some reason in my brain, I think it's because to play that game, I can't play it with my kids up. And so like there's a little bit of a disincentive for me to buy it because I don't want to buy it and then have to like wait for the kids to go to bed and all that. Like I've played games like that before, but even like with Wolverine, when Insomniac came out and tweeted that they were that there was a toggle for blood on and off, I actually went into their comments and like thanked them for that. And like, man, listen, as a dad, I really appreciate that because when my kids come out, I don't want them to see me with Wolverine's claws shoving through somebody's eye sockets. Like that's a little much for a 7-year-old. I don't need him sleeping in my bed with me. So like, getting to turn that off really helps. Dispatch, I played the demo on Steam. Great game. I laughed, even in like the 20-minute demo, I laughed at least 2 or 3 times. It was really good, really funny, and I see the direction they were going, but I just want it for $20. And then Pragmata, it's a Capcom game. It'll go on sale by the end of the year, and I'll grab it for $20. So I'm not too worried about that either. That's not my price on it. I'd like to get it for $25, which is I think half of, or just under half of what it was original new for. But like those are titles just from this year that I'm like, man, I missed them. I wanted to play them. Demos I enjoyed. Then I have No Rest for the Wicked coming out, which is a game that's damn near right up my alley. Like it's I hate this year. I thought last year was a busy year. This year came in and said, yeah, you know what? Last year ain't got shit on me.
I mean, don't rest too fast because, right after Christmas, they're ready to smack you again. So
I know.
Don't
February is gonna suck.
Yeah, there are no breaks. It's all gas right now.
No, dog. We get a break in December. We get a break at the end of November, or middle of November.
But do you really get a break, or are you trying to catch up?
Well, that's true. That's true.
It's not a break. A break means you don't got to do nothing. I'm not
getting pelted over the head. That's what a break is. I'm not getting hit over the head with the next title.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And it's like you said, February is crazy. There's something big coming out in January. I just forgot what it was because I can't find the list right now. But like you said, February is already stacking up. Like anything else on top of February, like I'm already getting all of these. Like Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, God of War Laufey, Persona 4 Revival, and Fable, I'm getting all that. So like whatever else is coming out is just going to be on top of that. Like, and like I don't care how close they come out together. Like that is the 12th, the 16th, the 18th, and the 23rd. Yeah, I got no chill. Like I call that tax season.
Right? Listen, all I know is that once Final Fantasy drops, there is not another game that matters, period, until I roll credits on that thing.
I'm all over Resonance. Understandable.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I meant Revelation, sir.
Oh, you're talking about the new... Oh, you're talking about later in the year.
I'm talking about in April,
yeah. Yeah, next year. Yeah,
like... Yeah. Well, because you were talking about February, so I pushed it again.
Yeah.
Because, once again, there is no freaking chill. So, Legacy of Atlantis, I want to play. Been wanting to play that since they revealed it. Mad it got canceled out of June because I wanted to play it so bad. Got canceled out of May or June, sent over to February, and now Final Fantasy is going to be in April. February is also Laufey, which... worst kept secret in the industry was that was coming out in 2027. Like that was, I think that's why they finally just announced it. They were like, everybody knows.
You didn't remember because it got delayed. Because Morgan was going to play it and you were going to play it, which is Wandering Sword got pushed, and it got pushed to January 21st.
Yes, it did. Dang it.
So, So that's that. And the big game that I was talking about that I forgot about, the actual date, which was January 15th, is Stranger Than Heaven, from the RGG team.
Okay.
And that looks phenomenal. So just early 2027 right now, you've got the Stranger Than Heaven, Wandering Sword, Tomb Raider Legacy, God of War Lafe, Persona 4 Revival, and Fable. And that is all. That is 2 months in.
That's 60 days. That's
Yeah.
actually it's 58.
Yeah. They're like, did you expect for them to let off the gas?
They're gonna have to do something. That's my slow season. So either we gonna have to get some gifted members up in this motherfucker, or we're gonna have to they're gonna have to slow down because that's gonna be a pain. That's all I gotta say. That's
Bro, it is. And
it's
that's just what we got to remember. That's just what we know, because Intergalactic is definitely slated for 2027 now. Like you said, Revelations is then coming as well. Uh Persona 6 is likely dropping. Then like it just and these are just things that we know. Like I said, it
yeah.
hasn't even started really getting solidified yet. So that's why we said when we had a cut we had a I did it we did the industry report on the last show, and I was like, we were all like 10 out of 10. Like game releases, industry, trash. Like from like a from like a layoff perspective and stuff like that. Industry, terrible. Gaming, amazing.
Yeah.
So like I had them split it. I was like, as what is your industry report from a gaming perspective this generation? Absolutely 10 out of 10. I've been loving it. But the industry, terrible. And I need the industry to correct itself because I need these people to keep making these amazing titles.
Yes. Yes. Because every time they move a studio, hell, we might have had Exodus by now if BioWare would have just stayed the fuck together. Like
Exactly.
that's what, like, we might have had some really cool other Assassin's Creed titles or some really cool JRPGs coming from Ubisoft if they just would have greenlit some damn projects from that team. Like,
Yep.
but instead you send them off, you lose all the stuff they're trying to do already at your place, and then they have to start all over again. And so it's like, you just let them do it. Shut the. I'm sorry, I can't speak like that. That's when I get to the point where I'm like, I act like I don't understand the industry and don't understand like what goes into that. Like, and I understand it enough to know you can't just walk in and give them money and say, here, cool, yes, make whatever you want. I understand that.
Yeah.
But like me as a gamer, I'm like, nah, dude, just let them fucking make it. Look what happened. You said no. They sell 8 million copies in the first year. Like, look what you did. You fucked up.
Yeah.
You fucked up the money because you didn't want to take a chance. And because you didn't want to take a chance, you effed up the money. And now they have the money and we don't have the money when we could have had the money.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly, the one thing, and I've said this before, like the one thing I want, Sandfall to do is like, I really hope they're teaching like their journey, to create that title, because like having a budget at the level that they did and create the game that they did, I think is a testament to like where a lot of games could be and a lot of great games could be made.
yeah.
Without these crazy, like I always tell people, I'm down. I'm not saying don't give me the $300 million game. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't need everyone making a $300 million game.
Right.
Clear, because several games that cost significantly less than that have swept the industry and been awarded, top accolades for a reason. So, yeah, I mean, we definitely need some more responsibility going on out here. And like I said, some of that's going to happen with it. It sucks with the studio shutdowns, but the good thing is that with some of these new emerging studios, people are learning. Thankfully, you don't have to be in California to create a video game.
Dude, you've been harping on that for a hell of a long time.
And I was right. I was right. Like one of the, and because I told people, I was like, bro, this is part of the problem. I was like, the salary you need to survive in a place like California or New York is insane compared to other places. Like some of my homies that make like the fact that making over 100,000 would basically have you at like in a considerably terrible state. in something like New York is crazy to me.
Oh yeah.
If you didn't have like a rent controlled apartment and all this other stuff, like basically those are the only reasons why some people still live in places like New York and stuff. Like if they had to pay like brand new, like they were just going to move to New York, like you'd have to make crazy money. That's why like some people I know uh like they were like you see it all the time where people are like, well, making six figures isn't that much. They're talking about like 110,000 and stuff like that. And it's like, bro, if I made 110 or like, one of my friends makes like 150,000 a year. I was like, bro, you would think I won the lottery if I made 150 grand a year.
Bro, me too.
Yeah, and people think I'm rich now. I'm like, no, I have planned how to spend money.
No,
I am
dog,
not
you're
rich.
not rich. Y'all are double income, no kids. That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we definitely are.
That's the like. Listen, I can't say this too loud because they might be awake. But I'd have a shit ton of money if it wasn't for my children.
but that's what I'm saying. Like it's like, and like even then things are still expensive. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I'm still not about to go out here and get a $700 car payment. You know what I'm saying? Like that's expensive.
Or $1,000 PS6.
Oh well, that's a little different.
Uh-oh.
But yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so on another show, we're gonna have to talk about what your cutoff is. Like what because I know my cutoff, and it's right at that $1,000 mark. Like if it goes above that, and 900 might end up being my cutoff, but if it goes above that, I'm like, I'm out. If it's 900, I'm heavily considering. If it's 950, I'm
Josh
a little.
said I ain't got one.
Josh
said I got the bread. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about that.
Josh is like, I started saving the day I bought the PS5. What are you talking about? Like, where?
I mean, that's a good point though. Hero has done the same thing.
Yeah,
Hero's
that's
been
true.
saving for a long time already. And he's like, dude, if you just put $50, in that special fund, since even if you started now, he's like, by the time you get there, you'll basically have the money to the side. Just don't touch it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, like I'll give you this much at least before we get into it. But before we have that conversation on another show, the cutoff for me is about the tech that's involved.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to give some sort of cop-out answer that, well, I mean, it depends on what they show me. I get it.
It does, because I'm like, yo, if they show up and it's the Oasis from Ready Player One, what do you want me to do?
I mean,
like,
yeah,
and they're like, it's gonna blow my mind, and like I'm in a whole new world, and like, I mean, I'm not saying obviously I don't think it's gonna do that, but I'm just saying, nobody knew if you read the book, listen to the audiobook, I'm telling you, you'd understand, because not the movie, that always gotta preface that. The book, it explains they basically went from the video games that we play to the Oasis, and it had never been done. No one knew about it. No one knew anything about it. Like Halliday was literally, for all intents and purposes, was literally crazy, and like locked himself in a room and invented the thing, and then it just broke the whole world when it came out. So I'm not obviously not saying the PS6 is going to do that, but I'm just saying if it could. That's why I say it depends on the tech.
Don't be a
what
pony.
does it? Yeah, what does it do?
That's right, Fox.
What does it offer? Don't let her tell you nothing, because she ain't got no limit. Don't let her tell you that.
No, she said it's all about the game. Don't be a pony.
Oh yeah, it's always about the games. She's always about the game. Like Naughty Dog, basically for her, Naughty Dog better show up. Like she ain't playing.
So here's the thing, and this is where we'll end tonight, because I talked about trust earlier with my feelings on God of War Alpha. I have trust with that studio. I have trust with Insomniac.
Absolutely, they earned it.
They've earned that trust. I have trust with CD Projekt Red. I feel like they're going to do a great job on Witcher 4. I'm excited about it. People are up in arms. I'm like, you know what? They've earned my trust.
CD Projekt Red is probably my #1 studio right now.
They got me
like, easily
to play a first-person game all the way through and love the shit out of it. So
As
like,
you should.
just
Panem's the best.
Pan Am is the best. That's my girl, dude. Like, golly, I know Tifa's my girl, but that's really like Pan Am. Everything, like her whole attitude, the way she was like just so chill, laid back, like. Anyways, she's fantastic. She's my girl. But they've earned my trust. The problem is, and this is why I don't talk about Intergalactic much, it's because Naughty Dog lost my trust heavily. They started losing it when they killed off you-know-who very early on in the game of Part 2. I was hyped as hell to play Part 2. I had seen the trailers. I had seen Ellie and Joel in the astronaut mask, and I'm like, man, I'm so here for it. And then what happened, and I put the game down, didn't touch it. I wanted a buddy of mine to play Ghost of Tsushima. He told me he wouldn't play that unless I played Last of Us Part 2 and finished it. So I did. That game sucked. The storyline sucked. The way they told the story sucked. I hated the ending of it. The whole game was some melodrama. Hero calls it my trauma something. Trauma the video game is what he calls it. But he likes that. He's saying it as a term of endearment. I'm there. He just said it in chat. Trauma the video game.
Oh yeah, he loves. He's in it for the story. But
sure.
see, I can see it from both sides, right?
Well,
like,
it wasn't even that.
Why
it's the fact
feel...
that after that they did remake, remaster, TV show,
yeah,
TV show, remake, remaster. Like, piss off, dude. I have no reason to trust that you can do anything but a remake and a remaster right now. That's it. Like,
yeah.
And so I'm sorry, I'm gonna get it. So, like, they're a studio I don't have a lot of faith in right now for Intergalactic. But I have always reserved the right that they are a very pedigreed PlayStation studio, and technically speaking, the game is. I'm gonna have to find something. She said, "I love this talk. I need to hear all of this from Thrifty." Wow, a whole discussion. She said, "Damn, talk about what have you done for..." It's been 10 fucking years. Sorry, it's been 6 years.
Yeah, she really likes that. She really likes the psychology behind things, so that's why she's saying
but like,
that.
It's been 6 years. Like, come on. I know, Josh. It feels like it's been 10, but it's been 6 years.
It does feel like it's been like forever,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's only anyways, trust is a big thing for me. It's the reason why I've been so hard on Square Enix this year, because I was talking to Josh about this, and once or twice a year I get slapped with the realization about Square Enix that I haven't really loved one of their Final Fantasy entries. One of their main lines rather, since 10. Yeah. I've enjoyed and dabbled in a couple of them, like 12. I loved the combat system. The Gambit system was really cool. Hate that you can get hard locked in the game. 15 was really good. Hate that there was no fast travel until way later, and then it still forced you to ride in the fucking car and hit auto drive, and you could literally go make a damn sandwich, come back, and you'd still be driving, listening to Prompto's dumbass talk. Anyways, like the whole boy band thing in that without fast travel was annoying as hell. And then you had 13, which I absolutely hated. It was just female Cloud. I didn't like the UI. I didn't like the font. I didn't like anything about the way the game presented itself. And so, like, I'm sitting here talking to Josh about this while we're waiting and trying to get stuff sorted out on 14. And I was like, bro, I haven't liked a Final Fantasy game. I haven't loved a Final Fantasy game since 10.
Yeah.
And, like, I know
that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of people, to be honest. But a lot of people, the problem is a lot of people who are Final Fantasy fans are not honest. And what you run, I mean, you can see it on Twitter. You'll run into it. So many people just say, "Oh my God, I love Final Fantasy," like as a whole, like no matter what. And I'm like, I don't think some people realize how damaging and terrible that is. that's literally the mentality that got Xbox where it is now, was that just praising everything that they do. And I'm like, bro, if you don't hold them accountable to the quality, like, they're going to come out and continue to sell the way that they sell without understanding where their failings are. Like, they have to understand where they're failing at as a franchise, and what are they missing from Final Fantasy. Because at the end of the day, look, I don't care what Final Fantasy is or whatever, but Final Fantasy is an RPG, my guy. Like, and the fact that the last one damn near forgot that is a problem. Like, that it was, you know what? Final Fantasy 16 was so RPG light, right? Like, I'm gonna get, Fox drinks LaCroix, right? This is how I'm gonna explain to you how light it was. Yeah, if you've ever tasted LaCroix, I'm gonna give you an example. So I was talking to a Walmart employee the other day when I was picking up the groceries, and she asked me, do you drink this stuff? Like, do you like it? And I was like, it's not for me. I was like, Fox drinks it. And she was like, oh, okay. She goes, LaCroix, she goes, what do you think of it? I was like, it tastes terrible. I was like, it tastes like a hint of a flavor was put in there. She goes, I often think there's a conveyor belt somewhere and it says fruit punch. And as the water's going by, somebody whispers fruit punch. And that's how they get the flavor in there. And I was like, I laughed so hard because I was like, that's exactly what it tastes like.
Yep.
Like, it tastes like nothing. I was like, it is terrible.
That's why I don't like White Claws either. Those things are gross as shit.
Yeah, so I was like, that is basically Final Fantasy. They made the game on its way out. They whispered, remember you're an RPG, and put it out the door. like, and then we got it, and we were like, where's the RPG up in here?
No, whenever you open the case says, I'm an RPG. Yes. And you're like, well, hell, I guess it's an RPG. And then you get in,
an RPG.
And an ice sword doesn't hurt the fire bomb. As a matter of fact, or the fire sword actually hurts the fire bomb. Excuse me? That exactly. Neither one of those make any sense. It's the most egregious thing I've seen in that damn game, where none of the elements did the element thing, and I'm like, that's annoying. Okay, cool. But they still had all the tropes from their RPG series, but they shoved them into a Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy, Game of Thrones. And so one of the guys that his shorts come up every once in a while, Weebly, I think his name is, he hates 16, but he hates 16 for the reasons why, like, we hate 16, but he also will not say that they missed their mark. He's like, no. They did exactly what they hired the combat director for Devil May Cry, and you're surprised that you got a Devil May Cry game. He's like, they accomplished exactly what they wanted to with this title. They wanted a Devil May Cry combat system. They got a Devil May Cry combat system. And everything that comes with it. Is it RPG? Hell no. But you didn't ask them to do that. You said, hey, you made a Devil May Cry combat system. We want that for this character. And they said, cool, here you go. And like, I thought that was a really good explanation of it. Like, this wasn't a mistake. This was a choice. This wasn't something that, oh, they didn't really think about it or what. No, this was a literal design choice, and they chose poorly. But anyways, once again, they have the money coming from Final Fantasy XIV. They have the money coming in from Team Asano. They're doing really, really well. And even if the next Final Fantasy in mainline comes out and sells 3.8 million or whatever, and it's about the same as 16, it's not going to be a big enough of a wake-up call for them to try to change anything, because they have two juggernauts.
All I'm saying is the people who are such big fans that whatever they do, they'll just accept it. I'm just like, I don't want to hear the crying, when it inevitably sells like that again if they don't correct the shortcomings on the RPG end. Like that's all I'm saying.
Because you
So when
can make
another
an
game
action
comes out and
combat
eats their
system
lunch, yeah,
and an RPG game.
yeah, Tales of Arise.
You
Exactly.
Almost any other JRPG not named Final Fantasy, like Trails of Cold Steel, like that is more. Well, I can't speak on the Cold Steel. I can speak on
you're
FC.
talking about you're talking about the newer one.
Yeah. I'm talking about the newer combat there. Like it is possible. Hell, not even Tales of Arise. What's the shoot? Oh crud!
Are you talking
There's
about
like
the E series?
there's 10. Yes, E's. Thank you. Yeah, like the E series. Shit, those guys know how to do it. Hell, do it. You Team Asano knows how to do it. Ask them for help. Like, it's just shit. Anyways, I'm so glad that y'all knew what I was talking about. Josh just hit me with the E's also, but like,
oh yeah,
that's
and don't get me wrong, Josh. I'm in the same place, right? Like, I've moved on with the fact that Final Fantasy will, its top spot has just been irrevocably revoked until they earn it back. And like that's the thing that a lot of Final Fantasy fans on like Twitter discussion at least can't cope with, that are like longtime super fans, and that's why they can't let it go. But I'm like, look, bro, it is a shadow of its former self, and until you come to grips with that, and the team behind it come to grips with that and realize they need to come up with their, second half of PS3, return to sender strategy that PlayStation came up with when they, dug deep and actually gave us an incredible set of games. Like that is where Square is at right now. So until they get that, like it's gonna continue to sell the way it does and be, a rather mediocre franchise, while other, studios come out and continue to eat their lunch. And if that's what it takes, I'm okay with that. If I gotta depend on other studios to create these, these other great RPGs, I'm good with that. It just is what it is.
So we're gonna end here in just a second, like literally in just a second. But Corey just said Ease is not an RPG. I beg to differ.
I mean, yeah, he could have that conversation with them.
I mean, yeah, they themselves call it a Japanese RPG, so like you can figure that one out for yourself. Like I'm not.
Yeah, he could argue. He could argue. I know a hell of people that are big East fans, bro. Yeah.
It's now. It's more action RPG than turn-based RPG. I'll give you that one. But I would still consider it an RPG. I would still consider it a JRPG. And the fact that it's made by Nihon Falcom, that's pretty much enough for me. Like,
don't whisper that too loud on Twitter. They might murder you. The East fans don't play, bro.
No,
not you.
They don't. That's bro. Listen, I'll say this though. There's a few games I don't even like really call out on X, and that's one of them because they'll come in and start talking about shit like I'm an expert, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That sounds great.
The East fan base is deep.
Yeah, it really is. They know all about every one of Adol's missions, where he went, how he went there, and supposedly there are some people who have like an interconnected timeline theory where it all connects. Like, and I can't remember, this was when I was playing Ys 8, and I was like, this is so it's all the same character? Like it's like Final Fantasy, it's all different characters. This is all the same stuff? That's interesting. And then I was falling down the rabbit hole on like Reddit threads and stuff. And they were like, yeah, it all connects. It does this, and this is how it connects. And this is him from before. This is him now. And he kind of is this being. And I'm like, well, that sounds weird. And then I play the game and I'm like, that's not mentioned here at all. Dude gets shipwrecked. Yeah. We all laugh and we move on with life. Like that's kind of what happens. Anyways, guys, this has been a great night. Once again, if you came here hoping I'd be covering Xbox and stuff, there's nothing new to cover there. They had a shitty year. They had a shitty day. They had a shitty quarter. Asha still thinks she can turn it around. She's still blowing smoke at people's rear end. And I don't see it. Even with PlayStation's blunders, I don't see it. I don't see them taking back any considerable amount of space from anybody. So pretty interested to see how they're going to get back to the players, or whatever the fuck she said. Outside of that, guys, we got to look ahead. We got to look at what Capcom had coming, GameFreak, Square, got to talk about all that. I introduced the new changes for the channel. Starting in 2 weeks, we will be on Thursdays, and 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, I think we'll be doing, is it 3 weeks? Maybe. On the 20th, we'll be doing our Mount Rushmore. I have a couple ideas for that. Some were given by Game Logic, some were given just because, like, best action games, like you can easily do a best of category for Mount Rushmores. So I haven't quite nailed that down. I'll get that nailed down this week and send it out to the people who will be on that show. It will be Enate, myself, Josh, and Game Logic. And so it's going to be a really good show, especially for the first one. I do plan on, if it goes well, doing more of them. But yeah, anyways, Enate, where can folks find you?
Yeah, you can find me typically, provided there's something to talk about, every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern time on the Otter Players podcast. Other than that, you can find me gaming, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
That's right. That's right. His stuff is linked in the description below for the podcast and for his X page. Oh, shoot. Damn, I'm tired. Go ahead and go follow those. I'm on X as well.
He said all the adrenaline ran out, and now you're like, dude, all right, time to go to bed.
I'm ready to go to bed. I'm ready to play a couple rounds of Marvel Puzzle Quest and pass out. That's been my drug of choice at night lately, is the I re-downloaded Marvel Puzzle Quest, and I already noticed myself getting bored with it. So it's just I revisit old mobile titles from ages past every once in a while. Anyways, guys, thank y'all for coming out. Once again, we hit some records tonight. We got 52 people in the chat. That was crazy. Definitely the best that we've had all year. Only 11 likes. Don't know if a lot of them are bots. You know, heroes in my head. Raichi said he was the #1 bot, and then all of a sudden he's out of here. Like, you know, it's just weird things happening like that. But even if you are robots, thanks for showing up. You know, iRobot and stuff, favorite movie. Peace out, guys. Terminator, love it. Don't kill me. That's all I ask. Thanks, Fox. I appreciate that. But yeah, guys, we are out of here. Thank y'all for showing up. Next week will be more of the same. We talk about video games. We talk about games that are coming, things that we like, mechanics. We talk about everything. And so, guys, thank y'all again. Y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you to Game Logic and to Josh for his continued support, and Game Logic for coming in and dropping the 10. Really appreciate that. Y'all have a wonderful night, and we will catch you on the next one.